Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by SaskTel, Viterra, White Ice at Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, CurlSask, SaskTel Max TV, and Asham Curling Supplies.
Good morning, everyone. Well, we certainly hope that you're warm wherever you are on this cold February morning. Maybe pour a coffee, sit down and enjoy some provincial championship curling action. It's the 2019 SaskTel Tankard. We are live from the Whitewood Community Centre. My name is Sean Joyce. I'm here with Susan Lang and Kim Hudson.
Good morning and welcome, curling fans.
We've got B-event action on slate this morning. Our feature game, we're going to have the defending Saskatchewan Junior champions, rather than Kleiter, facing off against Matt Dunstone. He himself our defending Tankard champion, although with a new team this year. Full slate of games on that we'll keep tabs for you as well. On Sheet 1, Brady Kendall will be playing against Brock Virtue. Our feature matchup is on Sheet 2. The game on Sheet 3 will see Brent Geddick against Ryan Dice. And on Sheet 4, actually right in front of our location, Steve Howard taking on Mike Armstrong. The teams, as always, have a practice session before and draw to the button. They're just about set to start, and before they do, we're going to meet the teams in this morning's matchup.
Hi, I'm Matt Dunstone, skip of Team Dunstone. Our third is Braden Muscoe, second Catlin Schneider, lead Dustin Kidby, and we curl out of the Highland Curling Club in Regina.
Hi, I'm Rylan Kleiter, skip of Team Kleiter. Our third is Trevor Johnson, second Joshua Mattern, lead Matthew Town, and coach Dean Kleiter, and we curl out of the Sutherland Curling Club in Saskatoon.
Hey, Clay. What are you thinking here, Deuce?
As we get into this competition, these teams are getting more and more onto the ice. I was watching the pregame practice. Matt Dunstone covered the pin with his draw to the button, and Rylan Kleiter had enough of it that they had to kind of wiggle the measuring stick under the edge of his to get into the button, but that wasn't quite close enough, so Matt's got last rock here in the first end. They are throwing the red stones.
Yeah, it's always cat. 14-4. Yep, get it, bird.
There.
Yep, get it, bird. Yep,
So as we've noticed, as the teams are starting to catch on the ice, this is both for both teams their third game. Rylan Kleiter always plays with a lot of rocks. This is not your typical junior team that hits. They love the draw, they love the finesse, and then can mop up with some big hit weights. So I'm super excited about this game to see how they match up against our top-end Saskatchewan team here that is out on the circuit and doing very well in the WCT Tour.
Okay, right to go, guys. Still got room. Line's perfect. Yep, Trevor. Yep. Go to be there. Go to goal line.
Wait's really good.
Hard line. Hard, Trev. Okay, line's good. Line's good now. Whoa, you. Whoa.
Good shot, Maddie.
Good shot, Matt. Beauty.
Great start to the game. I'm with you, Susan. I agree totally, and I'm looking forward to seeing this game today. We got a great start, so that's good because it's bright and early here, and we have.
There's nothing bright about it. It's still dark.
Okay,
Back four.
Off then.
Back four.
Clean.
Coming down.
Whoa. Clean. Right now. Yep.
Whoa.
Yep. Clean.
Cutter.
Yeah.
Hard!
Whoa.
I'll go.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa.
Great shot, Deuce.
Get by it. That's a good shot. Beauty, Deuce.
That's a great shot.
You want to play this?
I gave him this much less ice too.
Instead of freezer. Great shot. Yeah,
Dustin has a couple of nicknames. You'll hear him as Deuce. I think beside his mother, Rob, and I'm about the only person that calls him Dustin. But that's who that is, and a great first two shots here to start the game.
And if his mother's like most, every once in a while she throws in the middle name.
Yeah.
That's when he knows he's really in trouble.
Exactly.
Well then.
Didn't feel bad. T-line. Back four.
T-line.
T-line.
Okay, we got to get to nose here. Close
C-line.
Yep.
C-line.
Yep. Hard, Matt. Hard. Hard. Get it by the top. Okay, that's pretty good. Oh.
Okay. Okay, that's good.
Gets by the top red, nudges off the yellow stone, and sits on the corner of the red shot.
Off the guard, can you roll in? Yeah, it's thin. Like back line, it's probably still the shot. Back line.
If you don't roll in, you just roll for a nice corner instead.
So Catlin won that Tankard championship playing with Adam Casey and Sean Meacham and his teammate there, Dustin Kidby.
Easy. Back. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yes. Hard. No roll, no roll. You're bringing it up, bud. Roll it, roll it, roll it.
Okay.
Good shot.
Good. Good. Should have let it hit thick and just roll for a corner. It was like hitting, and you got to hit that.
Yeah, right in between. Good shot.
I like the freeze for now.
Okay. 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 You don't like the guard or at all?
Or the guard. They can get at it too easily, though. You got to come in.
Not a bad result there for Catlin Schneider, but you heard Matt Dunstone say they kind of got caught in between. They were thinking they could still roll that into the rings. If they hit a little thicker, they could have got a corner guard out of it.
Yeah, it's tough to make those really sharp decisions at 8 o'clock in the morning here. Well, they're probably still in Sweden time there somewhere too. Of course, they just had that tremendous competition where they won the World Curling Cup, beating Nicholas Adine. So chit-chatted with them on day one, and they didn't really know what time zone they were in. They just knew they had to go out and curl.
Exactly. When did they arrive back? Monday?
Yes.
Hard, Matt, hard. Okay, that's pretty good. Good shot.
That's pretty good.
Doesn't that get rid of our reds?
Try and get to this one. Think that's the play. Like back 12.
You're all a half there.
Back 12.
Catlin Schneider now being asked to
Through the rings.
try to jiggle those rocks around a little bit.
Clean.
Line's good.
Marlon Kleiter certainly has the angles in his favor right now.
Yeah. Hard! Hard!
They just kissed off that front one.
Whoa.
I like this for now.
I like it. Yeah, I like that.
Just 10?
Okay.
So Trevor Johnson here, just coming in with nice house weight, control weight, looking for that roll underneath.
Yep.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Any roll, Matt. Hard roll. That's good. Good spot.
And we have our first stone out of play.
Probably
Sharp this morning.
Here, but
Well, you know, we've seen a little bit of these teams out of the peripheral watching the corners, and there's going to be a lot of rocks in play.
Yeah.
There might be some ends where they have to kick all 16 of them after the
Yeah, Braden's coming down with a big one here. There might not be so many rocks in play here after this shot.
Yeah, he's hoping to get rid of at least 2 yellows here, and if you hit it just right, all 3 of them will move.
There they go.
Doesn't quite get over the one at the side, but it might get far enough out to leave red sitting shot second and fourth.
that red's not biting.
Good shot, boss.
What?
That one yellow at the top of the 8-foot. Looking pretty lonely, but
That's not dragging.
hard to get it out right now.
That's not dragging.
No, it's going straight across. Could play this for now, but
I don't like that. No, we gotta do something in the middle.
okay, let's play this.
Yeah.
Actually, nose is probably the best.
Is it gonna flop
One
onto
more
that
look at
rail a
this.
little bit?
This one's a little behind, so I think nose is
Actually
just
got
a little
across
bit
the
on
nose
this
on
side.
that. The nose, they probably all go.
Is that good weight in my last one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Question was always going to be whether it got over the top of that stone, and Matt Dunstone, give him credit, right there ready to sweep. He knew that might touch the front edge of that stone, and he was ready, even off the redirect, to try to get it out.
And that's right, there's a long list of little things that you have to do well out here, and that's one of them.
Hard. Really hard, Josh. Really gotta go to
Well, it's really big to get that stone that far out, because that one hanging on that red stone, that's fourth shot right now at the back of the 12-foot, could end up on the board.
I think just underthrew that a little bit.
Yeah, I think so. They would have liked to have held the shooter on that one.
Lord! You saw a little curler, but I think you got it going a bit.
So Braden Muscali.
Board!
Board!
Looking to
Easy
just
board!
roll a little bit to the side, but
Whoa!
more importantly, hits it 3.
Hi, buddy. Hard! Hard!
Big
right
curl
to it,
there.
Right to it.
Has to get it by the red at the back. Does.
Shot.
Look at the nose hit. There might be a triple there.
Yeah,
Definitely a double available.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Should we just
have to
make
be
this and then sit right here?
a little careful on
hit and roll?
where it goes into the nest over there, so it doesn't jam
it should
on
go
the yellow.
back there though. Like I'm looking at that. Chance of that going back are real high.
About right there.
Yeah. Do you want to just
You're
go
coming
for it?
from this angle, so...
Would you rather stick or do you want to make the double?
Stick the double, it's pretty good.
Or the
too.
triple?
Yeah,
Oh,
make one.
This you're playing
It
normal,
might jam,
right?
though, if
This
you
you're
yeah.
playing
third
peel.
save.
Yeah.
So,
Throw normal up. Then we got a chance to make them both. Ice straight.
Just off
It'll
nose.
curl
Just
actually a
off
little
nose.
bit. I like that.
Yeah.
That looks good. Make the double first and then we'll go. The triple's close, but we're just going to throw normal up. Stick our shooter and make him make a touch one.
I like that. Just go for the double then.
Pardon?
Just double and
Yeah,
roll.
just double and roll.
Okay.
Normal up. The triple is going to be close though too. So.
You're only for normal up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, here you go, boys. Let's make it.
Yeah.
Oh, slide.
Normal up. Close.
Whoa.
Clean.
Clean. Yep.
Yep.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa.
Yep.
Oh, they just lose the line on that, looking for the double. And the shooter may have spun too far. It might be Matt Dunstone sitting 2 already.
Okay.
That's us.
Well, really close.
Yeah.
Try to make sure you get to
I mean, even back here's okay, right?
We're lucky to see
Yeah,
it.
Is it us,
thinking where they
boys?
tap the
Yeah.
ice first pretty much leaves another triple.
Right here, we're fine always, right?
I think that's the spot for sure.
Yeah. And if we end up, like, this is kind of triple territory, right?
Shoot for Ryland.
Exactly.
They didn't actually
Yeah.
panic on the sweep on that
Okay,
one.
this is the best spot.
No, but just like
Curl
Braden
up
shot
there.
too,
Like,
like
here-
big
here's
curl
not bad.
quickly and
Yeah.
How's this look?
kind of
Yeah,
caught
okay.
them.
14-5-ish.
Yeah.
But Ryland didn't really
Like, once we
overthrow
get
that
here,
either. Like it's a
good.
little bit firmer weight and it would have
Probably
held
close.
for sure. But
14-7,
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
looking
Yeah.
down right
I think we'll need a little more than your draw.
they're not
14-5?
expecting
Probably, yeah.
curl on weight like that. But this ice has just been fabulous
What are we
for
thinking? 14?
providing
5,
all the
14,
shots
75?
and
14.
challenging the
Can
curlers
you,
out
like,
here
4 to
to
6 feet more than my
handle
draw?
swingy ice.
Like that, buddy.
I just talked to Mosky.
You bet.
Yes, Matt Dunstone has quite the curling resume for a 23-year-old. It's pretty fantastic.
Well, I was just wondering if Ryland Kleiter, if they were at the Canadians at the same time. He was there in 16, but I think
Line's good.
Kleiter's team,
Pretty good.
or their first provincial was
light.
in 17.
Slow slide.
Really gotta go on this one. We're high, Moss.
Okay, go full
We're
12.
high. Gotta go anyways.
Go ahead. This
Okay.
is my broom. My broom's the spot. It's gotta be full 12.
Make sure,
I think it's
guys.
there. It's there.
Gotta be full 12.
It's there. It's there. It's there. It's there.
Make sure. Make sure.
It's there.
Yes. Gotta go. Really good. Great judge, guys.
Good judge, guys.
Good shot.
Real good
Came
judge.
down more than I thought, bud.
I thought I was like...
Tricky
Yeah, it
sweep
should
there
come up like
because
this.
Pretty close.
they have
Yes.
identified if you ended up with those 2 stones even, it would have been close to a triple when they weren't getting as deep as they wanted. Had to leave it higher.
But
not
third
bad.
shot. Or second shot, whatever
Still
it was.
could be a
Yeah.
triple.
Like the hit and roll under?
How do you feel about the hit and roll under on the
They'll be
center?
happy with the
that.
double.
Make the double.
But if you
we're
roll
giving
on,
up 3.
you roll under, you don't.
Yeah,
He's still got an easy
tough,
run.
tough
Run to for
Run
two.
for 2, but I think this shot's just as difficult. Plus,
Slashing
we have a
into-
chance to make the
slashing
3.
into the left one, or?
No, we're gonna do the in off, the thin in off, like an 8th rock or so.
Oh, okay.
Oh, it's pretty good. Let's make it, boys. Here we go.
Well, a couple options here too. I mean, he wants to hit it skinny and get the double, but if it does start to overcurl, you've always got that option to roll under, as Josh had mentioned, and or if it really hits thick, to roll on top in front.
Hard.
If he gets the double, it's going to be close to the triple. No. just by the red one at the back, and the shooter spins all the way out the front. So a chance for Matt Dunstone to draw for two here. Just needs a little better than full 12
You
foot.
like this path, Matty?
What's that?
You like this path?
All set up by that. Basically the triple by Braden Muscowie.
Let's throw this out turn we've thrown.
Good start by both teams,
this.
but a half
We haven't
shot
gotten out this far, though.
by the Kleiter
Yeah,
team
take a
and
little
a
less.
great
Take a
shot
little
by
less, Moss.
Braden, and next thing you know, we've got this
Little
open
less.
draw for two.
Like middle 8.
Say the same path deuce through.
Yeah.
It's nice here. It's 14.75 to
At
15.
least, yeah. So I can give you same is pretty good, eh?
Same's good, yeah.
Okay.
No less. Wait's there.
Felt
Easy
fine,
there.
guys. You're a little wider path.
Gotta go. Really slow slide.
Brusher said it was there out of his hand, but they really jumped on this hard.
Yeah, he kind of spiked it out there just a little bit into a little wider path, but got the T-line weight.
They're able to bring it into the top of the 8 foot, and they will pick up their 2 points here in the opening end. Riley and Kleiter will have last rock when we come back for end number 2.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Asham Curling Supply.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
Well, we did mention off the top that we've got a full slate of the event games on here this morning. Well, I guess there's one C, is there not? We'll double check the draw on that, but 2 C event games. Some of these teams might be playing this morning and tonight. Let's quickly recap all of the scores so far in this morning's action.
So this is the other B event game going on. Brady Kendall, wide open end here at the first end against Brock Virtue. So 0-0 going into the second. Kendall retains hammer. And a few rocks here in play, and Ryan Dice jumps out to a 2-0 lead over Brent Geddick from Estevan. This is a C event game. This is the win and stay alive or your Tankard's over type of game.
And over on sheet 4, this is another C event game. Armstrong with hammer took his 1 point, so 1-0 Armstrong over Howard.
That was a very entertaining first end for our feature game today. Lots of rocks in play, a lot of really good shots, but you know, when you're playing these seasoned teams, you just can't even make a half shot and hope to get away with it. A little bit of a roll that on third man's rock there for Kleiter's team, and next thing you know, Braden Muscowie comes down with the triple and advantage Dunstone.
Pretty close.
I love the way the
Line's
Kleiter
perfect.
team
Really
is not
curling
afraid
now.
to mess it up, though. I love
Really
the way
close.
that they just go
here,
for it.
Here. Line's perfect. 16-8.
Really good.
How about Maddie? Good
Well,
spot.
this team has been intact for 3 years, which is pretty incredible when you consider everybody's 20 years old and all the sort of life things that can get in the way at that point. But they've been around as U18 champions and 3-time now Saskatchewan junior champions. And well coached by Dean Kleiter, who himself was a super competitive curler. That they love the sport, they work really hard at it, and
Just for line.
they're just
Wait's good, just for line.
anxious to get into the men's scene here. They've been playing that, but of course their focus has been the juniors.
Great shot. Still not.
Great shots by Dustin Kidby. Can't really walk 2 rocks down better when that's what Skip asked for. So for the craziest sweeper out on the ice, here is Matt Tylon. It's when we get back to watching that sweep, look how low down he gets, and the pressure that he puts on that broom is just absolutely incredible.
We're T-line, back four. Back four. Back four, coming down, back four.
We're still all over yellow. All right. Just full and heavy.
I guard, Cat.
Yeah.
So just full and heavy, and other than that, it was okay. It wasn't terrible. So again, that's really good coaching. It's that there was no. It was just really solid feedback, so that if Matthew asks, what happened, he knows.
Full speed. Full speed.
Catlin Schneider now with the come around attempt.
Mine's good.
We didn't see Catlin last year. He was playing out in BC with Jim Cotter, so back in the province here.
No bouncing.
It's like they traded for Catlin Schneider for a Steve Laycock. Like, it was kind of crazy how that team worked out. And Steve is back in the Brier, but he's going to be wearing BC colors.
Yeah, that's right. The Cotter team already won BC.
I know, very different to have a Saskatchewan Tankard and no Steve Laycock in it.
Isn't that right?
You might.
Catlin was actually kind of I don't want to say fortunate. He was the last minute fill-in, sort of. He played with that team through a lot of the cash field circuit, but John Morris, of course, was playing with that team as well. You're only allowed one import. John Morris was supposed to be the import for the BC squad, and then he ended up going to this little thing they had called the Olympics for mixed doubles, and then they were able to bring in.
Kind of average there.
That's good.
They needed another player, and Catlin had been playing with them all year long, and they were still allowed an import, so got the chance to play.
Mine was good, so.
Just about cleaned house there completely, but gives opportunity to put a second red rock on the center line here.
Still there.
Easy. Looks hot.
It is. Halfway.
Line's good, it's just got to stop.
That's curly. Even with the rotation there, you can see the 7 or 8 twirls it's having coming down the ice, how the ice is so swingy that it moves a lot. It's great to watch, quite frankly.
I think it's going to back up a bit.
Need the knee down again.
It's going to back up, you see?
I don't think it will.
Okay. You like that?
Deal.
Whoa.
Gotta miss the yellow.
Close.
Yep. Whoa.
Close. That's good. Good shot. 6:06. What? 6.
I want Steven.
Dunston territory.
Braden Muscowie now to try to throw the high guard.
Well, it's the first time we've seen Braden back here, too, at a Saskatchewan Tankard. He's been wearing Manitoba colors for the last few years there with the Reed Carruthers team. And
just let it stop, boys.
Line looks okay.
he was always happy to be at the
It's going to be where it sits.
always happy to be at the Brier, but when he would come speak to junior functions and everything, he always said it was still a little tough to wear that brown and gold. He'd be quite happy to be wearing green and white.
Yeah.
45.
It's not that 10, it's just off, I think. Yeah.
There's 15 teams here that would like to have something to say about that.
And already we saw where Josh Height put his foot down on that. And that's how Dunstone's here in the B event.
Whoa. No. Gotta come up.
Gotta hit it.
6-3.
I'll try and take 5 off.
Yeah.
Yet 2 chances there for the double peel, and just a little full, just a little wide.
One guard.
Okay, room.
Should be over though.
Always cat.
Should be
Just
over.
let it work, guys.
Let it work all day.
Line's
Never
good.
you do.
Just over.
Cat a little bit.
No,
Weight's
it's
good.
It's close. I think it'll be okay.
We're
line's good.
still quite a bit
Okay,
weight.
high as we can now. Line's good.
It's not.
Attaboy, Gino.
Check.
It's easy for fun.
Easy there, hey?
I thought you threw a good 4 or 5.
Do you want same ice or what do you want?
Yeah. It's not easy.
Good job, bud.
Got a little bit of angle on this one. There's possible
All 3.
that you could get all 3 going.
So Trevor Johnson trying to open up, but again got it back out to the stick and
Little pop on the release, and you could just see it backing away from that line all the way down.
That's same as you. Believe it.
But isn't that the nature of the game now? You've got to be making double peels. Like
you might see
as fast as you can imagine.
You might see your first ever 5-second split right away here, Ducey.
No, I've seen you hit 5 this year.
They're talking hog to hog. How?
Really, eh?
See if they can throw rocket speed on.
I actually think they're talking about Matt Dunstone's backline to hog.
His splits, yeah.
He's got a different release, so his splits are a little higher than most.
Over there, he comes here, right?
And Sean, you can explain why that happens.
Well, to an extent, with the toe slide, he's got very little of his foot on the ice. With that broom, they've usually got either some Teflon or in his case some tape, so there's not a lot of friction there. The trailing leg doesn't have a lot of friction, and then he's got this little bit of an extension that he throws with, and so his backline to hogline splits will always be a little higher than the other players on the team.
Line's good, Deuce again.
And it is just really
he's
light
go
and he's trying to throw a high guard.
Yeah.
Hard!
And it takes some major swinging here.
Keep going.
He said they might see the first 5 split. I guess he should have aimed for a 490 because that didn't quite make it over.
Okay, buddy.
I was thinking there.
Oh, then he just guards it though.
Then he played that for 2.
Okay.
Okay. You guys mind that? You can't guard both. We should have a shot for 2.
I like doubling them, I think.
Okay, then he's coming around and we're 4 still, right?
Yeah, well, we have to score.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to. It's up if you like it, but my thoughts.
You're thinking that?
This is my gut.
He's just throwing a guard up.
And we can run that for 2 though.
How thin is that?
It's like a half.
Okay.
In half.
Quarter.
What you think? Or he might go all the way around too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's tough to get around though if we put one there.
I'm saying if he can go there, he's coming around there.
Yeah.
Like if we come here, it forces him to make the perfect freeze, right? And we're
I don't like that at all. We might not score then.
True, but
yeah, I don't like that.
We might not score if we sit here either.
Way easier shot than if we do there. If he makes that freeze, we don't score.
What do you like, Josh? That was my first instinct, was right there. It's either that or you play that and play for the.
It's up to
blank.
you.
They play it.
We won't have a blank though, right?
What?
We won't have a blank.
If he ever throws up the guard and you don't like it, you always have the draw.
Yeah.
Okay, it's one or the other. Yeah.
Those are the top 8.
Yeah. Probably. Right.
Well,
there.
Rylan had to do a little
Or even actually take a little
there.
less. It's kind of straight.
It's pretty aggressive call. I mean, for the second end, it's.
I think you get it. That looks pretty close.
The
I like that.
force is better than a steal, as they said they had. They have to score here, but
I like this for now.
Rylan
So
always
just
going for
top
the
8 is
2-ender here, but I would file this one under aggressive.
Yeah.
This would be good speed. This is our side. Yeah.
What's it like?
It'll be quick.
Theirs were sliding really good.
Yeah,
though.
it'd be like 45 probably. 40.
Just for top 8 here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, it slides really good.
Line's good.
Line's good.
Gotta go, I think. Line's really
it's all you. Line's good. Top 8.
Like a little more than draw
close.
to
Top. Line's really good. Yeah, keep going, Matt.
Line's perfect.
Yep. Hard, Matt. Top 8.
Hard, Matt.
I gotta go. No.
Hard, Matt.
This is going to be well short, I think.
3. Okay. 3. Yeah.
Whoa. Got it.
Yeah.
Take it off. Got to take it off.
Got to bounce off though.
It's good. Okay.
Okay.
I thought it was closer than that.
So did I.
I think so. I'll turn right the button.
Weight just came off. His draw was
I had 16-7, so that was always.
How's that look? I think I can get away with that, eh?
Oh, I think that gets 5 for fun.
How's that look?
It's really.
Almost middle of this yellow, I was thinking.
Yeah, I think that's real close.
I think the call was to come around, but I'm looking at that broom, and that 15? Doesn't look like a ton of ice.
Tight to me too.
15 for you?
Yeah, it should be good.
Yeah. I don't think Matt's rocks or Dunstone's rocks curl quite as much. He's sort of got that little in-out rotation there, so used to the big finish that I think he's modified everything, that he can take a little tighter ice.
Okay, buddy.
Now watch him prove me wrong and rack on the guard, but
Definitely 4 feet more.
he does usually need a little bit less ice than his teammates.
So we gotta go.
Easy.
Fight to go.
Room,
Go,
guys.
go.
Switch.
Whoa, whoa.
No
Weight's
line.
okay. Whoa. Top 4.
Top 12.
Wait. Line's
Top
good.
eight, top eight.
Gotta go.
Okay, good. Cat, go.
Go, boys. Heads down and go. Line's perfect.
High.
As far as it goes. Keep going. I gotta
Makes
get
the
just
port.
past this.
No. They want this to stop in front of the T line. Will come down to the corner of the button.
What? Good sweep.
Dead in behind cover. Great draw there by Matt Dunstone.
He knows.
Good shot.
Nose got it.
You can get the blank.
You guys like the blank?
Huh? I don't hate it.
What is the yellow? Can you
Yellows
nose
could
the
stick
yellow
here
and it
for
gets
one.
one?
It's tough though.
It's tough for one because you got to miss this and you're rolling there.
I know you usually want to run
I like the yellow,
in,
but I prefer yellow.
Yellow's there too. Just
tough
10.
angle.
Thinking if you want to run yellow, it's probably actually easier on the one in the corner.
It's dead straight here.
I like the yellow.
You run the straight back.
With the blank.
If you're just a fraction off on the high side, you hit the top one, you give up a steal of one. You're a fraction on the low side, you roll it out, it's a steal of one. That one from the angle, you could actually run into the middle of the two reds.
Yeah.
There you go, boys. Nice time. Got it right. Let's make it. Yep. Hard, Matt.
Well, looking to run this straight back, and they're on the brush right away.
Keep it going. Keep it going.
I don't know if he's going to get either of the stones in the house, and Braden Muscowie ready almost tapped them in for 3. It'll be a steal of 2 for Matt Dunstone. He jumps out to a commanding 4-0 lead to start off this B matchup this morning.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
A couple of outstanding ends to begin our feature matchup, but we've got scores to report on all 4 sheets here this morning. Kim,
Well,
Susan?
the young Brady Kendall team, a nice race takeout for 3 points in the second end, and they start out their game at 3-0 ahead of Brock Virtue. We'll be showing the highlight here. Brent Geddick attempting, I believe it was a double, only got the 1. So Brent Geddick is shooting the red rocks, but the 1 yellow is going to stay in play there at the back 4-foot for a steal for Ryan Dice from the North Battleford Twin Rivers Club. 3-0, for Dice.
And over here on sheet 4, it was a force for the Howard team. Taking their single, ties that game up 1-1.
So with the 4-point lead now, Matt Dunstone calls for the first stone into the ring. That's the stone you see just coming to rest in the button.
Line's good.
Gotta go. Yeah.
And now the corner guard.
You guys got room.
Tight.
Try to
Lead
be
Matthew
Josh
Talon.
tight. Line's good, boys. Yeah, Josh. Hard, Josh, hard. Keep it going. Get out there a little further.
Well, we certainly have seen starts like this. Yesterday wasn't, I think all 3 games went extra ends. And what were you saying last night, Sean? They all
I
started.
had to double check it because I was, of course, it's a long day, and we were thinking back, and I was thinking we had all 3 come from behinds, but it was 6-0 after 2, 3-0 after 2, and 4-0 after 2 in our feature games last night or yesterday. And all 3 of those teams lost in an extra end.
So right now the odds are in Kleiter's favor here.
Had a couple of those fifth end break interviews that you did where teams talked about how hard it is to defend for that long in the 5-rock free guard zone. And that's the challenge that Matt Dunstone will be faced with here this morning.
Well, I give credit to the Kleiter team, you know, coming out and playing an aggressive game, knowing that they're playing one of the top-notch teams in the country here, but I still think they got themselves into trouble by their own making. Little aggressive there in the second end. Perhaps not peeling that guard, being worried about a force, but right about now I think they would have liked the 1 point as compared to giving up the steal of 2. But still, they're not playing scared. Like, that's the good part. They just needed some execution. And
14-5.
Yeah, I think that's the key on that one. It was, I didn't mind the call so much, but the one thing that they didn't consider is if they didn't make their shot, and they didn't, what were they going to have left?
Yeah, that's right.
Line's good.
Pretty close.
Top 8.
Line's good, guys.
It's good. Line's good.
Line's good.
Line's
Top 8.
Line's
you
good.
can go if you have to.
Line's really good.
Little room.
Wait's real good.
It's always
Line's
do.
good.
There. Little bump.
No, line's good. Line's good.
Bumping.
Line's good.
Bumping.
Hosky if anybody.
Hold the line. Hold the line. Hard. Gotta go. Gotta go. Whoa.
Oh, nice.
Shot.
Perfect, Cat.
Great shot.
Top 8.
Yeah. Are we shot now?
I don't know. Okay, you're slid good, so stay with this one.
So Joshua Pattern here.
Line's good.
I think we're there.
Hold on. Oh. Lots of room.
Don't want to touch it. Whoa. Back 4. Back 4. Whoa.
Whoa, we're still on the yellow.
Matt's. Deeper than mine. Back 8.
Still on the yellow.
Back 8. Deeper than mine.
All over the yellow.
Jeez.
Yep. All right.
Nice weight, doesn't get the
14-1, yeah.
curl they were looking for to get through the hole.
I don't know, but it's closer to that 15-5 or 15.
I think go pretty hard for it.
Yeah.
Looking
Be nice to just plug that, but
we're up 4 though.
I think is it nose better than rolling way over?
I think nose is better than over rolling because then he doubles and rolls to the corner.
Yeah. Even just roll underneath the red, pretty good.
Yeah. Just play it on the nose side if anything.
Board.
Shouldn't see a lot here, eh?
Nope, that's good.
Yep.
Good board.
Just clean.
Yep. Clean.
Easy.
Yep. Hard. Whoa.
Little roll, Deuce.
Yep.
Little roll, bud.
Go.
Great shot.
Good.
Catlin Schneider with the hit and roll under the
I gotta
cover.
play this now.
Okay. Like
I think-
hack.
Well, if you make this, that's pretty good though. I just don't know how we're gonna get at this one after. Throw this shot. Like hack?
Yeah. It's pretty early to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just,
Could come here
the
still.
freeze, I don't know how we're getting at that.
And you won't be playing that though.
Yeah.
Here we go. Play this. Throw hack.
Hack. Yeah. Hack. Yeah, hack weight.
I'm with Rylan here, and you know, at the other end, they're saying it's pretty early to do this. The problem with that is the red onto yellow angle is so good that if you don't do it now, they're going to take this yellow one out, and you're not going to have it.
Clean.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Matt.
Whoa, are we solid? Hard, Matt. We're solid, hey?
Anything?
10-7 though, hey?
Yeah.
Would have liked to have held the shooter there.
Would have liked to have held the shooter, but the key is
That's
the
not
two
bad.
reds are no longer angled onto the yellow. That yellow is shot rock.
Yeah.
Or make that. First thought was that, even if you bounce off this. Top button.
Hey, buddy. 15.
Heavy.
Talk to me.
Hit again.
Really
It's
heavy.
nice.
No, it's heavy.
Can't if you're here.
How's
Where?
line?
We're top 8.
Yep.
Top 4.
Hard line.
T.
Low off then.
Top
Yes.
4.
Off.
Top
Yes,
4.
yes. I don't know. Oh, no. No.
Bounce it a little.
No roll. Okay.
Well, got caught in between a little bit there. I don't think they weren't quite that much weight. Needed the rub to stay in front of the tee line, though.
Yeah, you gotta play that. Okay, throw peel. Because to get that as thin as you can, pretty much.
Okay.
Because you're gonna touch this one for sure.
All right. You can see that with peel? Why are we? I don't like peel at all here. Don't you have to hair that guard to get room, guys?
Yeah, we play pretty tight if we want to play it as thin as we can, though.
Okay, you got
Yeah,
it,
we
bud.
gotta play it tight, but yeah. Feel.
Whoa. 6-5.
Just enough of a roll to sit second shot.
As long as I get to nose right
Could take a pretty
Doesn't
honest go with
get
this
much
double.
of that stone undercover. Maybe a
Not
sliver.
really sure where he hides
I'm
with
not
it,
sure.
so I don't mind that if
What
you're
is
okay
it?
with it. What?
What do I got hit?
Third.
The double is
A third
thin,
to a
but it's
quarter.
there.
Yeah.
I think this is okay for now. But
Whatever you see, I'm good with either.
Are you gonna be above
Yeah.
my red if we know?
I think so.
let's take a run at this double. I'm not sure where he can go.
I like this.
Even if I hit half rock and miss it,
Yeah.
like, where's he going?
Yeah, this is good.
Okay, buddy.
Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Hard. Yep. Hard.
Makes the hit, does catch the second stone. Shooter will roll out of play as well. It's Matt Dunstone sitting two.
Well, that's what the top-notch teams do to you. They make you pay for. It didn't look like a glaring mistake at all, but in their world, that was just such a great opportunity, and they don't miss.
Close.
Whoa, line. Whoa, easy early. Easy.
Not taking over here. No weights close.
Line's good.
Sliding.
Lots of
Top
room.
eight. No, top four. Top, no, deep.
We gotta come
Go
around.
Go
Okay.
around.
Matt. Only if you can.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, you gotta go now.
No
Yep,
line.
gotta go, Matt.
No
Back
line.
four.
I'm going back.
Okay, go. Yep. Yep. All right.
Looking for the corner freeze on the redstone, a little bit deep. So they come by it, but I
Ring.
think there's still a piece of that exposed.
Hack.
Well, less than I thought.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, it actually
Just
came
hack.
around quite
Okay.
fine. Looking at throwing hack at this.
Just hack, Deucey.
Okay. Rolling it out of there?
Yeah.
Hack and rolling away.
Aim for like that back line, Matty. By the time
Yeah.
we sweep it a bit,
I
you're
want to
getting
make sure I
half.
kill it.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah. Good half.
Think 15 to tee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what Matt Dunstone is thinking there. You heard him say he wants to make sure he kills it. Yes, you just have to move it out of the forefoot to get shot rock, but there's probably a double available on the two reds if you needed it. Be tough to hold the shooter, but it's not impossible. So if you kill this,
Hack.
Yep. Easy.
Hack.
that double won't be a concern.
Clean.
Easy hack!
Yep. Yes!
Hard, Cat.
Gotta
you
go,
got it.
Cat.
Really gotta go, Cat. Gotta go to get by the assist. Hard, you gotta go to
Not
get
just
by.
the guard, they gotta get by. They gotta get by their own stone in the forefoot.
Great sweep, buddy.
Oh, that was
Great job on the brush. They would have loved to have rolled away, but
Cat.
Back eight.
had to get by.
I think just back four. Just enough to get shot. Okay. I think you want to. Nose is probably the best, right? He's probably
Stays
gonna
right
get
there,
by
so the
right.
chance for Rylan Kleiter
Then you just draw again.
come down, play the little draw tap.
Back four.
Well, on the left-hand side of your screen, I'm sure Brent Gaddick would love to have 8 points, but he really only has 0, as we can see on the scoreboard there. So drawing against 2 Ryan Dice shots puts it on the button for a 3-1 score.
This path is really sliding.
Okay, it's also super straight, a lot straighter too. So try to be patient out of the hand. What do you guys like?
For back? 40? Yeah,
40, 45. Okay.
To tap it a bit.
Let's make it, boys.
That's all there.
Line's good. All there. Just flying.
Close.
Lead's close. Back 4, back 8.
Yep. Really hard. Hard.
Really got to go.
Hard,
Really
Josh.
Really got to go.
Hard, gotta keep it going.
Got to keep it going.
Got to get by and keep it going.
Yep.
Well, they might want to stay with that and make sure they at least get second. Or third, pardon me.
Yeah.
His good too.
Okay, good sweep.
But it does get into the 8 foot easily, so it is third shot. Cutting out that one at the top of the 12.
What do you want, Moss?
Hang nice and tight, Cap.
Okay, tight guard just biting.
Even like top 12, so it takes away that. A little more than you.
Yeah, he's probably playing this in off. Give him that all day.
Just
plug the hole.
The other thing for Ryland with where that stone ended up, that might be his only shot to get to the button. He'll have to come off that stone. I think you can see a piece of it.
95? With no ad.
Hey, buddy.
Okay.
Tossing us kind of a tight guard, and we'll see if it's
Yeah,
where
I won't give you a guard weight from last time.
The one that he hogged?
Yeah, I think 15 to 2 for you.
So I guess we're not looking for that 5-second split this time.
Yeah, I think this time you need a little bit more. Looking at throwing this really quite tight, actually. Yeah.
Just clean.
Just not sure, did Ryland indicate if he thought he was tight on his shot that he wrecked, or if he's, I'm just wondering if he's trying to ice himself off of Dunstone, and they do throw very differently.
2/3. Line's good.
Little bit.
2/3. Yep.
Gotta go to get tight.
Go ahead.
Help me.
Keep going. Good.
Okay.
All I know is Ryland's going to have a tough shot for 1 here.
Very nice. Good sweep, guys. Real good sweep.
Well, he probably does have to.
Good sweep. Great spot, Matty.
Well, he might have left that guard high enough that Ryland's looking at the run in.
Right here?
Yeah. Just ice right there with 10. That should be pretty close.
I was going to say, because the danger of playing the in-off on your own, you can see it there, that stone in the 8 foot. You can see enough of it, but it's very thin to come across and get shot rock. You've got to move the stone off the button, and if you ever hit the first one too thick, you could go right through the hole and give up a steal of 3.
Yeah.
All right, here you go, boys. Make it.
Yeah, I was going to say, that looks really good.
This is probably either a score 1 or steal 2 type of shot as well.
Yeah, there's hardly a half shot in here, is there?
I think that guard's in the way. The guard that was just thrown by Matt Dunstone is in the way. If you ever hit this too thin, I don't think you could even get it onto second shot rock. It's either going to go on to shot rock or it's going to miss.
Hard! Really hard! Hard!
Maybe off our own.
A little thick.
Roll it.
Gets off the yellow, but not enough to get in for even second shot, so it's another steal of 2 for Matt Dunstone. They take a 6-0 lead after 3 ends of play.
Totally my first time. I'm very excited. Don't worry, we're gonna have a great time. We're gonna practice and then we're gonna actually play it. Really? Yeah. Awesome.
Not better. Could get better.
Want to try it and have some fun? Hurry hard!
to your local curling centre or visit CurlSask.ca to find a curling centre near you.
Well, we've got more updates for you in this morning's action. Susan, Kim.
Well, Kendall's team's had 2 rocks most of the end, survived about 4 double attempts by the Virtue team. Didn't make any of them. Brock forced to take 1 in the 3rd end, and Brady Kendall takes a 3-1 lead into the 4th. And here, Brent Geddick was able to take his 1 point against a couple of dice forced again, but 3-1 lead for Ryan Dice playing the 4th end.
And it was a big steal of 2 by the Stephen Howard team in the 3rd end over here on sheet 4 in the C games. So 3-1, Howard over Armstrong.
So it looks like steals have been kind of the subplot this morning. A lot of steals across all 4 sheets.
Yeah.
Line's good. I think so. Oh, you guys, line's good.
Close. 2.
Okay, starting to move now.
Go a little bit.
Really curling, Bush. Line's good.
Well, the Dunstone team has just been sharp right on point this morning. They're not happy being in this B event. They didn't expect to be in this spot so early into the competition. They only had the 1 game yesterday. They've had close to 24 hours to think about where they're at, so they look pretty ferocious out there this morning.
And woke up grumpy.
They did. 8 a.m. games are always tough at the best of times, 30 below, and 7:30 practice makes a person a little grumpy, as you say. So they came to play, and they're flexing their muscles out here. Ryland Kleiter's team plays a high-power game. It's a live by the sword, die by the sword, and right about now, when you're not clicking on those cylinders, it's a tough game out there.
Yeah, just a 1.
I'm trying, but it's really hard, ladies, not to take offense every time you look at me whenever you say the word grumpy.
That's because you're always grumpy. And you're grumpy on this 4-day morning.
Well, if you're a curling fan, I mean, this is absolutely fabulous. We've got 15 hours of curling. We've got 4 games today. That for lots of people that are at work, hopefully we're a bit of a sideline there and keeping you entertained. Keeping an eye
the
on
way they are, you might have wanted to phone in sick and just stay home and watch the curling.
That's right.
Although we understand, talking to Ashley Howard this morning, we were expecting a school class in this morning, and I think the buses were canceled because of the cold, and they're trying to figure out how they're going to get them here. But they are still trying to get them here.
Well, I do know that when the buses are canceled in the rural schools out here in Saskatchewan, a lot of times the kids don't come to school. So short of going and picking them all up from their own homes, I'm not sure we're going to see the school kids here today.
Line's good.
That looks to it.
No, it's not to it. It's got a chance still.
No, just let it sit.
But it's sunny.
It's a dry cold.
Actually, as we came in, it was moony.
Yeah. Looking bright out there now.
Kind of wait. What do you
So
like
just
here?
putting the pressure on.
I like 10. I like 10.
Even if you just take this a bit is good.
Yeah.
This is actually something we talked about yesterday. Again, going back to those comeback victories that we saw yesterday in all 3 draws. We're sitting last night after, and the ladies are nodding already. We were talking about this last night. It's so hard to defend in this 5 rock free guard zone. Sometimes you just think maybe you're better off to just stay on the offense for a couple more ends. And that is what the Dunstone team is doing.
Yeah.
What I'm
that out?
not sure about is if they played 8 or 10 end games over there in Sweden in their World Cup curling competition. But again, too, you know, the 10 end is a different beast than an 8 end. So Matt keeping the pedal to the metal here.
Yeah, even normal. Keep
Sometimes
it up out here,
say that best defense is a good offense.
Yeah. I think it'll come down a bit, no?
I don't think so.
I'm throwing a single rock right here.
Trust it.
But between 5 rock rule and 10 ends, it's different mindset out there too, from what a lot of the traditional curlers are used to.
Whoa.
Whoa, off.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yes!
No.
Sit. Oh, great shot.
Okay.
Oh boy.
You want to just make this for now?
I like same. You like same shot?
I don't mind that too.
Can you stick the one behind
this time?
10.
Control.
I'll throw a little. No.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
I like. Yeah. Just. We'll just be a little bit more
same
patient on it.
But some of these guys are so young, they don't even know what the 3-guard rule was. They grew up with 4-guard. They've only got the one transition to make. As some of us that started curling, I mean, there was the no-guard rule. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we've been through all the evolutions and had to work on the mindset changes.
Okay. 997.
Well, helping out Dunstone the best they can. They just can't seem to get a couple of full shots here going back to back.
So maybe you're also suggesting some of these young guys don't realize that corn brooms didn't used to always have duct tape on them, and we actually used to use them to sweep.
Exactly, yeah.
I've actually heard that there is a bonspiel in Winnipeg, I believe, that they do it once a year, and they have corn brooms made specially for it. It's one of those ones that I've thought I'd love to bring that to Saskatoon one year.
I didn't know that.
Not just for the veterans who would maybe like to, but for the nostalgia's sake, swing those brooms one more time. But I'd like to see some of these young guys with a corn broom in their hand.
Yeah. Do they have to play 12 ends with corn brooms?
I think I heard they play 4 games, but that part I'm not sure about. I know the bonspiel is there. I think it was 4 games. But
yeah.
Line's good.
I think we're all there.
Line's good. Still got room.
I think we're T at least.
Okay, line's good.
Back 8.
Yeah, no, more.
Line's good.
Get some of this
Back
red.
12.
Still got a curl a bit.
Back 12. Get some of the red.
No, we're past it. We're past it.
Okay, well, it's almost through.
Might be through.
14-2-2. Yep. Should stick. Sit down, baby. Sit down.
Get out.
Always gonna stick around sweeping.
Peel.
well, it does come to rest in the back of the 12-foot, mostly behind cover.
Hey, buddy.
Edge of our rock with this too. I like that.
Okay, buddy.
Braden Muscowie from the Hacks feels he can see enough of it to make a run at it.
Heavy hack. Off then. Clean.
Weight's good.
Clean.
Heavy hack.
Clean.
Heavy hack.
Clean. Clean. Yep. Clean. Whoa. Clean. Yep. Yep. Yep.
Roll a little bit loose.
Hard.
Good. Roll a bit, Natty. Good shot.
Shot,
really
Lasky.
good.
Nice shot.
Attaboy.
Same thing.
Shot, Gene.
It's a little bit. I think you have to play the double and roll now.
Seems like such a small thing to stay there, but that's probably the stone that
What if you break?
means
tap
Ryland
to back
Kleiter
8?
can't think about the blank anymore.
Okay.
Oh, one more draw. They probably peel. We freeze on the center and then make the double. Yeah.
What did I throw there?
30. 30. Gotta go.
Gotta go.
Okay, line's good.
3.
You got room.
Switch.
Lots of room. Mat tight.
Not in still. Josh tight, Josh tight, Josh tight, Josh tight.
Yep, keep it going, keep it going, keep it going.
Alright. Well, fuck me, that's not good.
Well, coming up just a little bit short. They had nice line on that draw. If he could have got it to the tee line, probably would have been third shot and dead buried. But
And if you're out of the ring,
the struggles continue for the Kleiter team here this morning.
Because like, where can he really go good off of this? He makes it you freeze up.
Yeah. Yeah, I think right here.
I think if you go there, he's got to run it.
He has to, yeah.
And then he's out of the ring.
Anywhere in here, just in front of that. Even if I'm here, like.
Very good.
How's that look?
Looks like a lot.
Yeah.
Especially if you want to air on that side.
Yeah. Let's give me middle then. Just like bite the 12 just out kind of thing. Okay.
So looking for a really tight guard.
Last end, eh?
Even
Yeah,
right,
a few feet more
right
than that,
in the
I would
12
think.
foot isn't bad
Because
either.
We're kind of coming across the middle here, so I don't think it's going to be quite as quick, but similar.
Okay.
Give us 2 feet more.
Okay.
If you're top 8, it's not the worst either.
No, just anywhere in front. As long as we get over there, we don't want to be anywhere in front of the back
You
button
bet.
one.
Yeah, no, that's, you shouldn't have any problems doing that. like to go.
Yeah, little light.
Can we go?
Yeah.
Switch then.
That's okay. Don't worry about.
The top 12.
Go ahead. Line's good. Line's good. Just top 12's good.
Just for
Line's
line.
good.
Yeah, we're gonna overcurl if anything. Which
Get
is
it in.
okay. Just get it in and it's good. That's good. Good shot, Matty. Real good spot. Good sweep, boys.
Good sweep, guys. Real good sweep.
So this is your perfect spot.
Okay, nice shot, buddy.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that then.
Not much left here for Ryland Kleiter except the freeze on the stone at the back 4 foot, and Matt Dunstone knew that was going to be there, but the shot he was worried about, of course, was that double and roll behind the corner. That's the shot he took away.
This freeze just off nose on the center line side.
Okay. He's just gonna blast it though. Do you ever like back eights?
The roll under.
Roll under.
I was thinking that too.
Yeah,
That's our other option. Do you think he has enough air if we sit on just off nose on the right side?
If we sit on nose, he just hits anyone on the left, it goes, right?
Yeah, you're probably right.
That's why we have to do it right off nose.
We're probably not going to get 2 out of it.
I don't mind the roll.
What?
I don't mind rolling.
You want to flop underneath?
Boy, you're playing with a very small piece of ice to get shot rock.
Can't roll too far or else they'll still be shot.
What?
To be shot, I think you're going to leave a piece for him.
Yeah, let's play this shot. The freeze is
okay, if we're not shot, yeah.
Okay, just center line side. I think it'll be tough to pick out. What do you guys like here for a time?
40, 45. Yeah.
Okay, let's make it.
It's there.
Line's good.
Oh,
Line's down. Felt a little down.
A little down, maybe.
Line's
good.
really good. It's all you guys. All
Line's
you guys.
really good.
Line's perfect.
Yep.
Line's perfect, boys. Line's perfect.
Line's really good.
Wait, close. Gotta go.
Yep. Go, Josh.
Keep going, Josh.
Hard, Josh. Whoa, for line if you can.
Yep.
Whoa.
Keep the line. Whoa. Good shot.
It's a nice shot.
Nice throw and a great brush. They put that right on the face of the red stone.
Exactly.
Should go
Good
for
team
fun,
effort.
eh?
Same shot for one.
What?
Same shot
Yeah.
for one. It's easy to get over.
Well, it gives
I get
Matt
flies
Dunstone
over
a
there.
challenge for the morning here. He's had some fairly open guarding types of shots. This is the first time he sort of looked at something yellow.
Yeah, I think
That's shot.
These
if
rocks.
you make any contact 2/3 or higher, you're golden. Bunch of weight.
This is where if you were Ryland Kleiter, you're
a
actually,
hair
it's
less.
too bad these
That's
stones are
fine.
brand new because the striking bands are so lively.
No,
This should
that's
go.
good.
Yeah.
Doesn't really even have to get it all the way out of play. If he gets it all the way out of the 4 foot, I'm not sure that Ryland would have any shot for 2.
That's right.
Yep.
Hard, really gotta go.
Really gotta go.
Called
Cat.
early.
Yeah, you might have been a little bit tight. This is going to be very thick on the first one. And leaves it sitting there. So the chance Ryland Kleiter wanted to get his deuce here.
I think right there.
Just needs to hit and stay full 4 foot. He can pick up 2
Now we gotta
points.
figure it out. That looks good.
And see if that's enough to start the comeback.
Nose gets it.
Yeah.
You can nose it.
Yeah. I had a little more. You guys like that ice?
That looks really minimum still to me.
Still minimum?
That looks minimum to me.
Same.
Okay. We can roll in a little bit. Is that okay then?
Fair enough.
Is that okay then? You guys like that?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's make it here, boys.
Control down.
Clean.
Yep. Easy.
Clean.
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 Yep. Really hard.
Clean.
Yep. Real hard. Clean. Good save.
Ryland Kleiter with his final stone here. Makes the nose hit, grabs the corner of the button, and does pick up his 2 points. That closes the gap to 6-2. Matt Dunstone will have last rock in the 5th.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
Asham Curling Supplies.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
The internet's constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel.
You know, one of the nice things about being live at an event like this is you get to keep an eye on all 4 of the sheets, but we've had so many rocks in play in our feature game this morning. These updates are as much for us as they are for you at home. We haven't had a chance to look around that much.
Well, Brock Virtue made a nifty little hit and roll on his last one, forcing Brady Kendall then to draw a little piece of the forefoot for his 1 point. Brady made no mistake, got his 1 point. 4-1 Kendall, but Virtue gets the hammer back to play 5. Brent Geddick here made, speaking of nifty, a tidy little corner freeze on to come up for a second shot. You can see Brent's rock there, the red rock just on the forefoot. Ryan Dice had to go out wide to try to capture this second point, but just slid a little deep. They swept it most of the way too, so Sweeper's feeling a little upset on that one. But 1 point for Ryan Dice and a 4-1 lead.
Yeah, and back to a single point over here on sheet 4. Armstrong gets 1, so now 1 down without. Howard has hammer back, playing 3-2 in the 5th.
Great.
Line's real good. Just make room for
Well,
2.
we've talked about it already, the comebacks that we saw yesterday, and some of the conversations that you had with some of the curlers, Kim, at the 5th end break, talking about you get down a little bit early, you know what your job is.
I think if you get a hair farther, like you can
Rylan
see the
Kleiter
frost
down
lines.
4, they throw the center guard.
Like, I think we
They
stand
know
up
what
against
they
them.
have to do.
Yeah, exactly. There's not much thinking now.
Shot deuce.
And you know that you have to make them a little more perfectly.
Line's good.
Gotta go. Same weight. Help more.
Line's good.
2.
Trevor tight. Trevor tight.
2.
Right
Hard.
here. Hard, Trev.
Hard. 3.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
Just 3. Just a 3.
Wait on me now. Okay. 16-5. Good sweep. Good spot,
Easy.
Matt. Beauty. Great spot.
Good sweep. Good shot. Top 8.
Okay.
Line's good.
Top 8.
Okay, room.
I just live more, but I think
let
this
it
rock,
work.
it'll be a little slower.
Lot of line.
Weight's nice.
Line's good. Tons.
Weight's nice.
Tons of line. Same line. Wait as long as you can.
Yeah, I'll go at the end.
I think just let it on its own.
Yeah, I think right off. Carol. Not good.
Shot deuce.
Shot deucey.
Fair.
Well, just another stellar shot by Dustin
A little
Kidby.
bit to
Just
the inside's nice.
one
Just
of the more
back 8.
understated leads out there, but he's just been a solid performer for
Is this
several
the
years
7?
now. He's just
Okay, this
rarely
should
do
be
you see
close.
the bad game out of Dustin.
Line's good.
Back line.
Back line.
Close. Back line.
Close.
Back line.
Through. Through.
Yeah.
Whoa, still close.
Close.
Whoa. Through.
Trev. Close.
Whoa. Close.
Trev.
Whoa. Trev.
Trev. Hard.
Looking to move a few
Trev,
things
hard,
around
hard.
here. Gets to the nose. Makes the double tap on the Reds.
That came
Done
down
well.
quite a bit, didn't that still? It curled
Made that
good.
look easy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, that's true.
Just single.
Just peeling the top one.
Yep. Clean. Shot.
Just replace that for now.
Card.
Okay. Just a 1.
The 1. This turn? Okay. Okay, yeah, just a 1, 2. Yep.
The key here is that last little bit that you heard from Ryland. He said, just replace that for now. They're going to throw a couple of guards, expecting that Matt Dunstone will peel a couple. You just don't want to make your move in the house too early. It gives them too many chances to clean things up.
That's right.
Are we to this one?
Yeah.
Okay, yep, then, yep. Yep. Really hard. Hard, Trev, hard. Hard, 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 hard.
This guard coming a little tighter than what they wanted, so they were trying to keep the line so that it would be lined up to go into something. The double peel now probably clears
drag.
everything in the house.
No, there's like 10 inches between them.
So in other words, no drag is what they were looking at from
Yeah.
either end.
Hey? You threw that double.
Yeah,
You can make the double peel here without disturbing any of the rocks in the rings.
Whoa.
Oh, close.
Right off.
Come a bit.
That
All right, Matty, get it out of there. Great shot.
beauty.
Just curled up enough at the
Just
end.
enough.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Just a 2, halfway.
Just a 2.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll
2.
We'll line.
I don't. 3.
Whoa.
2.
Whoa.
No, 3. Pass the
Trevor
sack
Johnson
out.
looking for the guard
Almost-
here, and it
almost
looked
in.
like he might have felt he was a bit light. Gave it
Trying.
He gave it quite the push
quite
there
an
at the
ad,
end,
yeah.
didn't he?
Never go still.
I can maybe go here.
No, don't want him.
He
Don't
virtually stopped sliding, and then
That's not bad.
still
Pretty good spot.
worked out pretty well for him.
Don't think we need to try and roll in.
Close enough they might be able to roll in the rings, but don't certainly need to do that. Just play in the peel.
Clean.
Nice throw.
Tried to. Almost broke my broom in the process. Took a good hack at it.
Matt Dunstone had to wait to see whether it was going to hit the rock first or the boards.
Give you less.
Yep.
Checking his broom.
Okay, line's a little tighter.
2.
than the last one.
Weight's good. High 2.
Okay, okay, let's put it right here.
Okay, we're there. We're there.
Okay.
We're there. We're there.
Okay, might want to move
same
him.
spot.
Make
Yeah,
curl
it's like same
bit.
spot.
Yep, yep. Yep, yep.
86. That's good, that's good, that's good, that's good.
Sliding really tight too. That's good.
Okay, good.
So another guard thrown up, and now Braden Muscowie, one more attempt at the peel.
Then what?
Well, that's the question. I don't think he'll be throwing another guard.
Clean.
It's
Just easy clean.
a little late in the end
Shot.
for one more guard. You got to make your move into the house.
Not this time.
Could freeze that back red.
Good pair, Juno.
That's fine, perfect. Yeah, this side.
Using the overlapping top too, looking at just coming around.
Okay, didn't we take middle 8 guards? Like if Dustin makes his first 2, we're
Yeah, actually, you can get away with a little less, I think. Mine will curl though a little bit more than
Yeah, you don't got that 7 rock anymore though.
Yeah. It'll be similar ice to where your guards were though, right?
Because we have one guard and then we come around.
Mine are gonna curl more than Trev's because Trev was sliding pretty tight and had to get.
Yeah,
in the rail
I
there.
saw that too.
Yeah. You guys like
Sounds
that
like
ice?
they've switched out one of Ryland's stones too. I heard them
Like that
say he
ice?
doesn't
Yeah,
have
we're
the
gonna try
7.
to sit T-line fully buried.
Oh. Okay.
And then if we are a little heavy, we can come back to that back one. But
okay.
T-line fully buried is the best shot.
Yeah.
What do you guys like here
good.
for
40?
40? Okay. Let's make it
Yeah,
good here, boys.
Pretty,
Okay?
pretty good speed.
Line's good.
Close.
Felt kind of
good.
there.
Line's good.
Might be there. Close though.
Line's really good.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep, gotta go.
Really gotta go.
Hard.
Yep.
Hard line.
Hard.
Hard.
Yep. Try and even them. No.
Well, even with that sweep, few feet light, just not quite getting the figured out. He had the line.
Okay, I was thinking here. But
It's interesting that where that yellow-red lined up, it might have worked out for him that at least he could have a chance to sit two. So Matt Dunstone looking at breaking that freeze now.
You're up 4, you probably just blast this.
And just try and touch it maybe with just like half.
Well, yeah, because if he hits this, he's always like close. It's going to be a double, right? He makes that. I'm going to have a double for 2.
Yeah. If you stick it around.
Yeah.
And if you stay in front of it, it's not bad either.
Or you just get rid of them all. We're up 4.
Yeah.
I'm cool with either of those.
Yeah, it's good chance to score minimum 2.
Yeah,
You're right.
I think it's
What's the best chance to score 2?
I think it's worth taking a shot to stick that half.
Hit roll. Okay.
We want to stick kind of high, don't we?
I was actually thinking you're trying to stick it like in this area.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't hide
If you're over here, it's just a catcher for him to throw this.
Yeah.
I think that's the call myself.
I think doing something with that 8 is the shot. Or the 3.
Can you throw
like
this with
easy
normal?
board?
Trying to hit 3/4?
What if I just throw like easy even? Just chisel it off and. I mean, we're getting a little
You're
cute.
flirting with the jam, yeah.
I don't think we need to be too cute with this.
Just throw this then.
What if I throw normal with this, and if I pick the back one, it's not a bad.
I think you still throw like a board just because of how straight it is.
Board right there?
Yeah.
That might even be too much ice, you know?
I think it's the right way to play it though.
Okay. Board weight. Okay.
I like this.
I just find it fascinating the amount of discussion that requires and the control that they've got over their shots, that they can.
I like that broom.
To say so concerned about what they're leaving for the opposition.
Well, and they know that Ryland's got the shot.
In the middle here, I think.
That yellow-red, they're so close together, and it drags it all. It's going to catch the back one, so it matters where they leave this one, so they don't leave them a chance to just get all 3. You heard Braden say if you get it too far over there, it's just going to be a catcher. You can actually play it with more weight.
Easy.
And not that you won't have a chance to score. You'll still have a shot for 1, but they'd like to get 2 here if they could.
Come on, Deuce. You really got to go.
Hard, Deuce.
Really got to go.
Hard.
Come on, buddy. Go.
Hard.
You got it. Go.
All the way.
Makes the hit.
Touch it. Oh, even better.
Just touches that stone on the way by, and
Good job, Matty.
his shooter stays in a spot where it's going to make that shot a little bit more difficult for Ryland. He could still play the freeze on the back one. That's what he's going to opt for. He'd be shot rock and actually protected by the
Just
stone.
on the inside, hey, a little
stayed
bit
at
on
the
the
top of the
inside of that
12-foot.
Just a little bit on the inside of that.
What happened to your last one?
We just had too tight of ice.
Oh, okay.
Because even Trevor thought it was good, but it looked minimum to me. Like this is draw to the pin, right?
Is it?
Yeah. Edge of 8. That's what you've been throwing all day.
Yeah.
Mine are curling a little bit more too, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Are we
like
freezing
that,
or
though.
where are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dead frozen a little bit on the inside.
A little more weight then.
What do you guys like?
A little more. 35, 40.
35, 40. Okay. Yeah, it's back 4. Line's good. Felt really close.
Weight's nice. Line's good. Line's good.
Really close, boys. Line's really
Gotta
good.
go if we can. Yep, go if you need.
You got room.
Line's really good.
Lots of room
Who
right
tight?
now.
Who tight?
Not tight, no.
Matt tight. Weight's really good. Matt
to
tight.
it.
Back 4.
Just to it.
14-6. 14-6.
Got room by the stone at the top 12-foot. Needs to get close to the face of this rock at the back of the 8.
Might be better just stick there. Okay. That's a pretty good spot.
Try and plant that.
Left a piece of it out, but I don't think Matt Dunstone can get across the face to push it with.
Seen it a couple times. Try and hit an inch of it, eh? Yep.
So he's going to play the straight pick. I think they looked at the run back as well, but can see enough of it to try to pick it clean. Even if you jam it off that red stone, you're going to get 1. I don't think he can see enough of it to dead jam it.
Yeah, a little less.
Well, just in case it's tad tight, I was looking at seeing what could happen if he does clip the front one going by. see some action on all those rocks.
This is one of those teams that does play out on the circuit, plays in a few of these arenas, and I saw them there just pause to wait for a shot on the next sheet just in case there was one of those shots where the crowd had to let out a bit of a roar. We don't have quite as big a crowd as we had last night, but a really good crowd for a Friday morning. Picks that clean, picks up his 2 points, and Matt Dunstone will take an 8-2 lead into the fifth end break.
Good job, boys. Great job, man.
Great start for the Dunstone team. Ryland Kleiter and his foursome gonna have to regroup a little.
Great shot, you know, just, I mean, he must have hit, what, 2 centimeters of that.
Less,
but the
yeah,
confidence, you know, the ability to, and a lot of those players at that level do have that ability, but you have to strive to get there. And Dunstone's been doing that his whole junior career and men's career.
Kim Hudson has made her way down to ice level, and we're going to see if we can catch a word with Matt. He's making his way down there now.
Good morning, bright and early. You guys are tough this morning.
Holy smokes. No rest for the wicked, I guess. Man alive, hopefully it's warmer by the time we get out of here after this game.
Isn't that right? I got to ask, congratulations.
Thank you.
That you guys just had. And how have you recovered so far?
Yeah, we're feeling good. We were smart coming on the way home. Basically right after the event was finished, we were like, okay, let's get on Saskatchewan time. We tried to stay up throughout the entire night in Sweden there just to try and adjust, and you know, we're feeling pretty good. Obviously feeling better in the morning because it's kind of mid-afternoonish there right now. So we're feeling good in the morning. Afternoon, evening, maybe a little bit tired, but overall we're feeling really good.
Good to hear. All right, continued success. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Saskatchewan Championship Curling is brought to you by SaskTel, Viterra, White Ice at Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, CurlSask, SaskTel Max TV, and Asham Curling Supplies. White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice at Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
Asham Curling Supplies.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies. That's your best delivery of the day.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Awesome.
Not be better. Yeah. Could be even better.
Want to try it and have some fun? Hurry hard to your local curling center or visit CurlSask.ca to find a curling center near you.
The internet's constantly expanding, but you can keep up with unlimited internet. So whatever you like to watch, stream, upload, and share, do it all with unlimited internet from SaskTel.
'Cause you're here in my house. You're here in my house. Come on in. Bring your friend. Yeah, make yourself at home. Here in my house.
Well, our game into the 5th end break, and before we resume play here in the 6th, we'll quickly update you on all the scores in this morning's action.
Well, Brock Virtue made a nice double in order to count his 1. Had to take the force, but the double was crucial there. 4-2 for Brady Kendall with hammer in the 6th end. Brent Geddick looked at a lot of yellow rocks all in, was forced to take his 1 and made the shot, so he's down 4-2. Ryan Dice in control there in the 6th. And Steve Howard was looking at 2 Armstrong rocks, trying to draw into the back button there. Came up just a bit light and gave up a steal at 2. Mike Armstrong takes the lead at 4-3.
So all of the games this morning moving along at a brisk pace. We're into the 6th end to play in the feature game as well. Matt Dunstone calling for that first stone into the rings. Now we'll see the corner guard attempt.
So if it warms up from -35 to -30, do you think the Dunstone team is going to notice that difference? That was kind of funny. Hope it warms up when we leave. I'm thinking, are we staying here for the month or so?
It's a little quicker too. It's a little quicker for sure. It's really grinding though.
Okay.
Trevor, yep, picking almost.
Gotta be 3 guys.
Yep.
Hard boys.
Okay. Now
Yes, certainly a challenge to be overseas there, so close to your provincial tankard, but he said they had a little bit of time to plan and prepare, but an honor to wear the maple leaf on your sweaters. So an opportunity that the Dunstone team did not want to turn down.
Yeah, for sure.
Great experience over there, and
Weight's nice.
Sounds like they handled it well, planned it well. Even I know they talked to Pat Simmons, who did it before. And they have youth on their side as well.
I was going to say, hey man, they're young. Like,
yeah,
come on.
No big deal.
Yep.
Great shot, Deuce.
Great pair, Deucey. That's
no.
It's still an easy double.
Is that good?
What?
It's still an easy double if we go around that one.
This way will be way easier.
Well, we got to make it even on this side then.
We got to go down.
Okay, let's leave him the double then.
There you can see the clock for the Kleiter team in the background. Instead, all the games moving along at a brisk pace this morning.
Okay,
still over 19 minutes on their clock. And that's with all the rocks we've seen in play.
Yeah.
Really
a few more rocks in play usually means there's a few more things to think about.
We're there. Line's really good. We're to here.
Susan and I were talking during the break while you were coming back, Kim, and that
last one for sure.
It's an interesting thing watching these two teams. They talk through all the options, but they're still moving along at a brisk pace. They once they make a decision, it's in the hacks or out of the hacks like that.
I certainly noticed that with the men's game, where there's usually a lot of discussion on each and every shot, but once they do settle on the shot, it doesn't take them long to deliver, and they make the time up on the clock. Generally speaking, I find the women's game, the players take more time in the hack. They're a little bit more into their pre-shot routine and everything, and that's where their time clock, in my mind, really ticks down quite a bit.
Off.
And of course, these guys are all on their sliders, so they can all be down at the house to see what the shots are, and then they can all zip back and get ready.
Clean, Deuce. Just clean, Deuce. It's perfect.
Great shot.
Sit it. Yeah.
I mean, people like Wayne Madaw, he was always so much fun. He was usually halfway through his delivery
so
before
fast.
anybody in the broom was even down.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, really, really quick here.
Yeah. Line's good.
Line's
2.
good.
Okay, TJ, stay close.
3.
Okay,
Line's
stay
good.
close, Trev.
No, we're all there. We're all there.
Just line.
We're
Line's
almost
good.
in.
Line's really good.
We're in.
Line's good.
Stay close.
We're
You're
in.
good. You're good. Okay, we're in. Okay, line's still good.
Bury it at all? Bury it?
Whoa, no, we're overburn. Okay.
Okay.
There's the problem with a guard that high. You heard them say.
Yeah.
As it's coming in, it's actually coming out the other side.
Just playing the straight peel, though.
Didn't come out enough to tempt them.
Chop.
I didn't even extend that much on that one.
So looking at replacing the guard.
Two's good. Yeah.
I have to admit, walking back when I saw you guys smiling here, I wasn't sure what you were talking about, and I was expecting some kind of, I'm not sure what I was expecting, but I didn't trust you is what I'm trying to say.
We only told you half our conversation here.
Okay, easy done, easy.
3.
Line's really good.
I find it really interesting listening to the Kleiter team in the hack here. They're still very technically focused on how they're throwing. You know,
Line's good.
2.
You know, as compared to sometimes just maybe making
Over curling, but
the shot. And I think that maybe just comes a little bit more experience, but the I mean, you have to be very aware how you throw, but I just about think it's just about overthinking some of their deliveries.
Clean. Shot.
Then, do you want to throw it next?
I'm just wondering, and I think that's
I
the
think
point
one more.
Ryland's at right now, wondering when you make a move in the house. You have to deal with those two reds in the middle at some point in time. Coach Dean looking on as well. Maybe wondering the same thing.
Line's good.
Well, you know,
Line's good.
the scoreboard dictates you got to take a
All
few
you
chances.
guys.
So you guard your
Here's
stone
the
here
Tankard.
and wait for the chance to make a play on those two reds. But
Line's
this
good. You got
Dunstone
room.
team, they're experienced team, they're a very good team, they're a strong
You got
team.
room. Okay, Matt.
There's
Matt, a
always
little
that
bit.
little nagging fear that you wait one shot too long, they're just going to put a guard on this, and now you might be looking at another steal.
Exactly.
I think they made that guard too good to ignore. There's actually the chance you could get them both, but they'll play the straight peel, or they'll call it, pardon me, as a straight peel, and Matt Dunstone, if they get a chance to sweep it to get both of them, will call the brush that way.
That is long enough.
Push it to there. Just board.
Okay, what do you want to do with the shooter?
What?
Roll it under? Roll it under.
Shooter a little bit under, yeah.
Board.
So third man, Trevor Johnson. We talked about their years together as junior curler, but they also had 3 years together as U18 curlers. Like this team's been together 5-6 years, and
yeah,
like control.
you can
I don't
tell
know
the
what to do.
camaraderie and what they're each thinking, and they're all on.
Yeah.
They're all very. You can just about speak for each other type of thing. They've got such close kinsmanship out there.
On
That
this one, right, eh?
it's a great team out here.
Right where you throw it, I think.
Where they do all those communication things so well already, but they've had 6 years to practice.
Big half.
I had to laugh as that stone was coming down, though. You're talking about the communication, and then they got a little bit outside on that one, and I heard him say, I don't know, because that's an uncharacteristic miss to be that far off what they were playing. They were actually trying to hit the other stone on the other side, and had to make a decision what they were going to do with that one.
That'll be fun.
What they ended up with probably better than the rub, but they were going to leave a double no matter what they did there. Matt Dunstone, the big weight.
No.
Might have been a little back on the release.
Trying to hit it right now.
Might have been a lot back on the release. It's going to go right by everything.
There's the break for the Kleiter
We got to
team.
move them both still.
Okay, buddy.
We got to push this one to like here. So you got to play 10.
He didn't throw the 7.
Because if you leave this, that's automatic, right?
I think he scored 2.
Yeah. Do you like 10 though? Do you want to try to move it a bit?
Like the rock's fine, but
So I don't want to leave a triple either.
where are you gonna leave a triple?
If you sit, if you roll over maybe,
Well, if you roll
might
over.
have that, right?
But if you nose it,
Yeah.
Is there any way you don't leave him a double?
I'm thinking nose or just a little bit under if we can. And just try to touch this.
Yeah.
He's still gonna have a double no matter what, actually. So.
Yeah.
If you roll under and touch it, does that
How's
not,
this
that
double?
leaves him around
Like,
the
is this
board
double
triple.
pretty?
Yeah.
Okay, if you roll
Okay.
over and move this far.
Okay, nose might be the best then. Nose or a little bit. Just 10?
Yeah.
Yours ran really straight.
Yours
but
curled though.
Yeah, I like that.
I like Ryland's first
Yeah,
thought,
if
but
we
you
can
do
get
have to be
underneath
careful
Trev,
with
that's
it.
the best.
Trevor threw his really. It's not gonna run as straight as.
There's
Trevor.
nothing you can do that's not going to
Trevor
leave
threw his
a
really
double.
bad.
Yeah, there's going to be a double.
You can make it a little harder than the one that's there. I mean, really the only way to miss the double that's there is to do what Matt Dunstone just did. Whether you could expect him to do that twice in a row is pretty unlikely.
You freeze, he just
so.
rips that
You
double.
have to be-
Yeah, he's still gonna have a double no matter what.
He's got this double both ways.
Actually, I don't think the freeze is the call.
This double's 3/4 rock.
Yeah.
Both ways.
I think he wants to see how we can maybe try to move him a little bit more. Like if you ever get
I think we got the timeout has been called, and it might have come from Coach Dean.
He's still playing. He's still gonna have a slash, but like then he'll make my.
No,
shot
I'm
a
just
little
saying if you're there, he's got that, right?
We're gonna call the nose or just slightly off.
Ideally, you could take this. Well,
He's gonna have a double.
Just the hair.
if you take this 6, it's gonna be here, and then you're not. Yeah.
But he always has this. What's the risk that we can
this
take?
one's always there too.
How'd you ever get 3?
Draw for that red one and just move it a.
He
Still has
does
this,
that.
still.
Yeah, but if the red is up, it's gonna just hit into the red.
Oh yeah, if you bumped it to
Then
there.
he's just doing this. Oh, you mean sit here?
Then he's playing this.
I was looking
Yeah,
at
he
the
always
quarter
has a
freeze
double.
there.
No, but then it might jam though too.
Yeah. No, but then
So
you're
we're
not-
taking a
you're
quick
not doing
peek
this.
in here at the
yeah,
Gaddick
he has
Dice
that one
game.
then.
That's
gonna have
the
double.
red
He
rock
has
there
double.
biting
Is
the
there any
button
way we
is
can- I think
Brent
so.
Gaddick's
I
final
don't think so.
stone
Yeah, I was gonna say
drawing
that,
in
you're just leaving
to
your
try to
shooter
steal
right
and get
there.
back
he's just
into this
doubling
game.
that.
He
Yeah,
just
probably no
whispered
double. I think
past
nose
the
is
guard
the
there, so now Ryan
think
Dice
so.
has the
Does
angle
touching
raise
this help us,
takeout
though,
on
if you
his
move it to
stone,
there?
trying to
hair.
get
A little bit.
3.
It would be better.
Like if you rolled there, like what I said before, I feel like you'd be able to triple him.
Yeah.
If you move this. back
So
here.
Ryan's rock is about halfway down the ice. It's just a whoa-whoa right now.
Time out, Dundee. No, but
Looks like he's going to
freezing's
save his
no good.
shooter
No,
there
I
and
think
a
it is
big
a bad
shot
shot.
for
Then he
3
does
and a
this, and then how do we
7-2
get
lead
one?
for Ryan
Yeah,
Dice
just
over
play
Brent
that.
Gaddick.
I think freezing is not good.
With 10?
Timeout is
I
over.
like board with that.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
board. Do you guys like that ice with board?
Yeah.
I talked about a few things
With
in
same ice?
Yeah, that looks good.
the idea that I think it was Dean had brought up was to just tap that red one a little bit to try to break the angle on some of those, or perhaps set up a jam of some sort on some of the doubles.
Ideally, boys, if we can play this
But the
tight and
scary
get
thing
around
about that is that you still have to deal with that red one on the last
Okay,
one.
just board, eh?
Scoreboard might say
Okay, I don't mind
it's
a
worth a
little
try,
more.
but I don't
Be a
mind this
little
call.
more.
This was the initial
Guys
thought.
like that, or even is that still minimum?
It looks minimum still.
Okay,
You're just throwing board
Yeah,
weight,
and
right?
I like it with
Take a little
board
more.
weight as well. I understand that they want to move
Yeah.
that yellow one
Yeah.
a little bit, but they cross
But
the
you don't
base
wanna move it a
bit.
lot.
Yeah, exactly, like out of the rings. Yeah.
Solid board.
Mine's good.
Weight's
Easy
good.
right now. Easy, Matt.
Close, Matt.
Easy.
Weight's
Easy.
good.
It's running. It's running.
Running.
It's running. Close.
Josh.
No.
Matt.
Josh.
Matt.
Josh.
Whoa. Clean.
Hard, Josh.
Whoa.
Hard, Josh.
Whoa.
There you go.
Moved it a little bit.
Close, yeah, really close.
Okay.
Might be going a little high, but I think you give it a go
might be
anyways,
there,
right?
right.
Here? Yeah, what turn you feeling?
I think intern's the better turn, eh? Gonna get more action on the end.
They're thinking they can make the round the house. I'm not totally
It's like
sure.
a thick half to give this an honest.
I mean,
certainly even just to sort of come up a little bit, sit half center line.
Yeah.
Or come off the back of the one on the center line.
I think it should be going like a little too high, maybe. Ah, fuck. Stuff to say. Yeah.
Intern, right?
Yeah.
All right, buddy.
I'm sure there's a way you could hit it that it's going to come into that stone. The question is whether or not you can actually drive it all the way out the front when you're not able to sweep it.
Yep. Hard.
The key is to make sure the double here, and they called the brush on right away.
Watch this, Deuce.
Thick on the first one. Catches enough of that second one to drive it through the back, and it does make contact with the third stone, but then spins up. And
I think you might have been able to make it off the 7, but it's thin.
Same weight? Sorry.
Ryland Kleiter looked for the nose hit. Same shot he just threw.
Same shot.
Control?
Oh, wait. Or no, board.
I like.
You guys like that?
I think you need more ice.
That looks
tight ice again. Right.
Well, we can get to the inside though, right? You can roll literally across the house.
I think you take the same ice as you just took.
That's pretty similar.
That's less.
Okay.
It was off. If you like that, I don't mind it. But if we're an inch off rock, we're not going to miss nose.
We nose that one pretty good. Just take a little, yeah. That's good.
Okay.
That's just a little bit safer.
Yeah,
okay. Let's make it, boys. Yep. Nice board.
Mine's good. Board. Yeah, not bad.
No. Whoa.
Guard up. Josh. Wait, okay. Hard,
Josh.
Keep going. Keep going, it's close. Yep.
Was looking for the nose hit, gets just a little off the nose, but it's enough to push that red stone through the back, and his shooter hangs on, does pick up his 2 points. Ryland Kleiter now down 8-4. It'll be Matt Dunstone with last rock in number 7.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
We've got a live update for you here. Susan, what are we looking at?
Brady Kendall's last shot here, trying to hit and roll in to move some rocks around. Can't quite see with all the legs there.
Yeah, there's a lot of interested spectators, a couple of players of our feature sheet watching this shot as well.
The red rock that we can see on the corner angle, Brady on his first one had tapped that up from the side 12 foot into those 2 rocks, yellow ones that were buried. So he made a beautiful...
4 rocks around the edge of the 4 foot, and it looks like they've decided 2 of them aren't closer. You see them moving them, and
Brock Virtue on his last one had to, he was playing a big weight shot on a rock over on the left-hand side, trying to roll over into that pile, but he didn't get over far enough, just stayed on the 8-foot center line, or 8-foot tee line.
And they've called for the measurement over there, so
we'll let you know how that pans out.
So it's not just our sheet with all kinds of rocks in play.
So we did see Ryan Dice with that nice raised takeout on get a shot rock there for a big 7-2 lead.
And over on sheet 4, there was a nice tap made by Mike Armstrong that Stephen Howard couldn't remove. Steal a 1 again by Mike Armstrong, make that score now 5-3.
Spot, you see how to boy. Good.
Same. 3.
Okay. Just tight. Yep.
Well, Dustin Kidby keeps putting that first rock. He did have one that went back 4 foot there, one end, a couple of ends ago.
Oh, too bad
but
you remembered
That's
that. Because
the only one.
Really good.
I think he's playing about 100% right now.
Close. Okay. Gonna go a little bit. Okay, it's all you, Josh. Tight.
No, Trev tight.
No, Trev in now.
Okay, then. We're there.
Okay.
Are we in? Oh, might be in. We're in. Are we in? Yes. You gotta bring it for in.
No, we're not. You
gotta bring it for in.
We're just in the middle. We're in the middle.
Boys, you gotta bring it for in.
All right. That's not bad for now.
Well, if we sweep it, it's top 8. Like,
You see, Deuce?
the only way it gets there is if we pound it the whole way.
And like just board and pick it.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
We hit half.
Could just come here too.
I think that's worth a try. In between there a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't worry about sticking.
No more than just.
I have to agree they might have been better off to make a decision a little earlier and take it a little further.
Weight's good.
Yep. Whoa.
Forward. Weight's nice.
Off.
Whoa.
Right off, Cat.
Yeah, go ahead, Moss.
Yeah. Never leave it,
go
Moss.
yellow.
Yeah, you're gonna have to go. We're on a quarter.
Great shot.
Shot juicy, attaboy.
Attaboy, Deuce.
Matt Dunstone over there on the brush trying to get it to spin back in, and it did take a spin towards the rings at the end, but stays outside.
Felt good.
Line's maybe a little tight.
We're there. No, line's fine.
Okay, line's good.
Said we were tight. Is it frozen?
Yeah, let's bring it. Let's bring it.
Line's good. Trev, yep. Gotta go line. Hard line. Okay, line's good. Wait on me now.
No, we're good.
15. Sorry. Good shot.
Okay, that's fine.
There's the car.
On the 6th stone of the end now, so the peels can begin. Catlin Schneider looking to remove the center guard.
Yep. Good. Tight?
Just a 2.
Okay.
So now we'll see a repeat for a while. Throw the guard peel. For how long?
Well, it depends. Every time we say that, the next shot gets missed. Mind you, I think even if he doesn't line the guard up here, I think they would probably still peel the guard rather than play the stones in the rings at this point.
Line's perfect.
Weight's better now.
Line's perfect.
Maybe a hair, it's higher than that.
That's okay. A little higher.
To your broom now. To your broom.
Line's perfect.
Hair higher.
That's good.
Want me to go hair or no?
No, that's good.
Yeah!
Good shot. Oh, boy. Oh,
Clean.
he's fast in the back.
Yep, hurry up.
This is the other place where the men's teams can make up a little bit of time when you get into these simple situations. Catlin Schneider was already in the hacks, ready to throw as soon as that rock came to rest.
Yeah.
He knew what his shot was going to be.
And the 6-second peels.
Yes, well, that doesn't count in the thinking time.
Yeah. But it gets us to lunch sooner.
Well, it does. But you know, on a shot like that, Catlin Schneider knew before the opposition stone was even thrown, he knew what he was going to be playing, and he knew which turn he was going to be throwing, so he could get into the hack, set up, ready to throw. He had a pretty good idea where the broom was going to be.
It's all you. A little more room than Josh's.
Do I need to go?
No. Yeah, you're going to have to. Well, wait a bit maybe.
Yep, go.
Yep.
3 now.
Okay, whoa. Okay, even if you leave a piece, that's not bad right now. That's good. Good shot.
Hard, clean.
Okay.
Shot.
Moss.
Yeah, a little higher. I'm going to give you a little less ice. Yours aren't curling as much. Line's really good.
Higher.
Higher for sure.
Okay, that's good. Just a 2.
One, they've got to go a bit.
Okay, Josh, you go.
Line's good.
Line's perfect.
Yeah, we're like a 1 rye.
Looks pretty good. Line's
perfect.
1.5.
Okay, looks good. Looks good.
Almost, yeah, to your broom now.
That's good.
Just clean it.
Looks
just
good.
clean it.
Hair higher. No, to your broom.
That's good. Great spot, TJ.
Clean.
Good throw. Good.
Is he ever guarding?
What?
Is he ever guarding?
No. What? No.
Clean.
Do you have to throw one more guard on line?
Good.
Well, pretty straightforward here. There's
like freeze on the nose.
Well, Kim, you were wondering about the timing, and we heard Ron and Kleiter
sure did.
talking about it, that they're
really.
worried if they throw one more guard
I
that
like one more.
Well, he might throw one after though.
Okay, good then. Then we come around.
There.
What can he do with that if we guard it?
Pardon?
What can he do with that if we guard it?
I think he's guarding then.
What's wrong with guarding? I don't get it.
Why?
Then we're never getting at this.
Why not? We can come around and tap it.
No, if he guards. If we guard, he guards, then what?
We go right
force
here
isn't
again.
bad though. I don't mind the guard because force
And
isn't
he's got to
bad.
make a good 3 or else we come around and tap.
If we force this end.
What?
If we force this end.
Well, we can always get to it, guys. Why can't we get to it if we have a rock here?
Well, if he guards though, now there's next one.
Like here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like half buried or something.
And we always still have like maybe just a tap to get it frozen at least. And he's got a tough shot for 2.
Yeah. I don't hate this. Like you're saying, just move it to.
I was thinking just freeze.
I don't like it.
If we had a 1 or a 2-point game, I could see settling for a force.
We stick one here.
But the force is going to put you 5 down against a tremendously hitting team. I would think you would be trying to get into a hard steal.
I actually like the freeze now. Yeah.
This angle's so
if
good.
you set the same good.
But where do you see a steal in this situation right now?
Exactly. But just even to think, even just to say a force is okay.
Well, the force is, you've got no guards right now, and the opposition's got shot rock on the button. The force might be the best you can hope for. I don't mind Ryland's idea here. If you freeze here, what you're hoping for is a half shot out of Matt Dunstone, and then you might be able to flip it back into a steal situation.
You don't think so?
I think it's too late to force. Like they're up 5.
It's way too late to force.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
The 3 end, yeah.
Well, you get 3 though.
Yeah.
Force isn't the end of the world though.
No,
down 5 with 3 ends to go.
Okay, let's make this.
Let's make it, boys. TJ, just a touch more.
Give me like a 40. There's been lots of rocks here.
40? Okay. Let's make it, boy. Line's good.
Definitely got to go.
Hold not bad, boys.
Got to go.
Line's good. You got room, easy, boys, easy. Okay, line's really good.
I think we're to it already.
Room. Never.
Where are we? We're bumping a bit.
Bumping a bit. Like the way we wanted. Josh. Hard.
Well, a bit of a plan B. A little too much weight and didn't get the curl they were looking for, but at least didn't leave a double.
Well, the only thing I don't like about that is if he noses, then I might not have a double there. I think this is a double.
I think so. Like.
Honestly, even if I do this, like he makes the double, then it's a nose hit back. Easy?
Sure.
Even board, like, give you a board right there.
So what are we trying to make?
I say roll away.
Okay.
Think that makes sense, hey?
Sure. Yeah, the thing with this one is...
I think nose is pretty good, isn't it?
The thing with this one is, like, it probably just cues it up good for him if our rock's here, right? Because then he's just hitting a quarter of that and going into this.
Well, I think it's better for him if we roll in.
Noses. Yeah, noses roll in's a little nice.
Huh?
I think you roll in half an inch. What does he have?
Well, if I roll in right to here, then he just nuts that.
Well, if you're right here, then he can't get rid of both. Unless he hits it really thin and we get a blank.
Yeah.
It's probably a shot, right?
And
I think if we nose, it's not end of the world, right?
It a bit and he makes the double, we should have something pretty easy.
Easy
up
double,
there.
yeah.
I think it's probably worth a go.
Okay.
Try and roll it an inch, basically.
Board?
Yeah.
Board right there. Good board.
Yeah. I think you're good with
nose is fine, right?
Nose is okay. I'd like to cross it an inch.
Yeah. Good board.
Okay. Yeah. He makes what he calls here.
Kind of weight, Maddie?
Then
Good
what?
Board. Good board.
There's no double.
The other part too is if Dunstone's shooter just keeps a piece of that forefoot, it takes sort of any little tap raise for
just an inch
Kleiter
more,
to get third, be sitting first and second.
Might even be close to easy on this, boys.
Sure.
Easy.
Heavy board.
Yep.
Hard. Heavy board.
Gotta go.
Hard.
Hard.
Real hard.
Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa.
Easy.
Clean. Yep.
Yeah. Hard. No roll.
Makes the hit, comes across, just nudges that stone, and it does look to be Matt Dunstone sitting 2 right now.
If anything, a little bit on this side, correct? Because then it'll go back into there.
Yeah. Okay.
Nose is dead. Nose is
nose
perfect,
or
though.
just a hair.
Right
Back
there.
8.
Yeah, maybe
to go through 2 rocks.
Yeah, back 8 we need.
Yeah.
So just looking at
Well,
throwing
you just want to tap it to the back button though.
enough to get
Or
shot
to the
rock
back
and
4.
just
Fair.
bumping it to
But
the back.
You want to
and
make,
leaving it.
make sure yeah, just back 8.
Want to make sure they're shot when
Just
all is
back
said
8
and done,
here.
though.
Are they second?
Yes. Yes, they are. Or no, I don't think they are.
Probably want the same way you guys were looking at.
We can tell you they are, but he can't hear us.
Yeah.
Yep,
and then we'll be shot if we.
Yeah, you were back 8 last time.
Yeah.
I was going to say about the same weight that he had on his first shot. Should work out pretty well here.
Yeah, buddy.
That's not that much. No, that's about 6 inches less. That should be pretty close.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, let's make it here, boys.
Positive again.
I got a lot.
Back line.
Back line.
Okay. Stay close for nose.
Whoa.
Stay with it. Back 8, 9.
Whoa.
Okay.
Whoa.
Back 12.
Whoa. Real close.
Matt.
He's got to get at least to the nose on this. Didn't quite get the curl they needed. Nice weight, but when it's angled that direction, Matt Dunstone can get that Yellowstone out of the forefoot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it does.
Maybe a foot heavy too. They were just trying to get that thing to the back button.
I was just thinking this one's for 3.
Think it's going that far?
What's that?
You think it's going that far, the 8?
How lively they are.
Oh, sure.
I think if I hit 3/4, those 2 count. If I hit nose, the shooter counts. And
if you hit a big half, I think these 2 count probably, hey?
I think if I hit a big half and nut it into there, I think it's 3.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. Right there with Peel?
Sure.
Like as long anywhere high, good things are going to happen.
Okay.
I think aim for 3/4.
Okay.
Yeah, really the only way Matt Dunstone gets in any trouble here is if he curls all the way across the face and misses the second yellow. Even if he was really thin and jammed it, he gets 1.
Exactly.
Just an inch more, Gino.
It's a pretty risk-free here.
How's that?
Yeah. Yep. Oh.
Yep.
Whoa.
Yep.
Whoa. Whoa.
Yep.
Watch
Whoa.
out.
I'm trying to catch it.
Sit.
Hit it.
All kinds of rocks hitting each other on the side. As it turns out, the red shooter spins out of the rings, and it'll be 2 points for Matt Dunstone, and that's handshakes. We've got our first final here in this morning's draw. Matt Dunstone picks up the win over Rylan Kleiter. Make the final 10-4. Kim Hodson has made her way down to ice level, and we'll see if we can catch a word with Matt Dunstone before moving on to one of these other games here this morning. A dominant performance from the Dunstone team. They were on fire from the start of the game. Rylan Kleiter seemed to be on the wrong side of the inch most of this game. Matt Dunstone is with Kim now.
Hey, Matt, nice solid performance bright and early.
Yeah, thank you. It's nice to kind of get off the ice a little bit early too. We know it's going to be a long day ahead of us, so I head back, try and have a nap, and get ready to go this afternoon.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, first-year team as well. You guys have had a pretty successful season. How are you feeling about the way the team is playing so far?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, this week Haven't been sharp. We've had some difficulties with the ice out here, just adjusting to that. Today we felt like it was kind of our best day feel-wise for how the ice was running. So, I mean, you never want to peak too early in events. So, hopefully we just keep getting better from here on out.
Exactly. All right. We'll have a good rest this afternoon. You're on the late one tonight too, I think.
Hopefully. That means we won. So, yes, exactly.
That's a good thing. All right. Good luck. Thanks, Matt.
We'll see Matt Dunstone at 4 o'clock this afternoon, not the late draw.
Well, and possibly late as well. I think he faces a possible back-to-back tonight.
He does.
So we'll be back after this message.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
As Canada's grain industry leader, Viterra and its employees are connected to their communities across Western Canada. Through its community investment program, Viterra supports a wide variety of causes and initiatives, including those focused on sports and recreation that encourage teamwork, integrity, and high performance. These same values guide Viterra's employees when providing farm customers with trusted advice and quality service. Viterra is a proud sponsor of the Scotties Tournament of Hearts.
Well, we've got score updates on the other 3 games. Our feature game now completed. Susan, what have you got?
Well, we had left you there waiting for the measurement in the 6th end, and Brock Virtue did win that for the steal of 1, making that a 4-3 game. Kendall came back to blank the 7th end, and we're about halfway through the 8th. Here on the Gaddick Dice team, it just seems like every time I look over, it's yellow rocks everywhere. Brent again forced in the 7th end, and Ryan Dice in command with a 7-3 lead, playing the 8th.
And it was a single point by the Howard team in the 7th end, which we have a replay of.
Looks like he had a shot. Had he been able to get a little thicker on that raised stone, might have been able to get as many as 3 after they took a look. It was the single point for Steve Howard.
Yeah, make that score now, 5-4 for Mike Armstrong over Stephen Howard, playing the 8th end.
That was a really nice shot by Steve. That was certainly crucial at that stage of the game to even score the single. Looking at 2, needing that angle tap up.
So we will turn our attention now to sheet 3. Brent Geddick throwing the Redstones here, looking for a bit of a comeback against Ryan Dice. He's got a guard to work with.
So that was Jason Ackerman, who's been usually skipping the last few years, but playing 3rd this year for Brent. Sort of a reunification here of their junior team from a few years back.
Yep, go Kurt, go, go, go.
But this is a pretty steep hill to climb here, down 4 without. Dice's team has been peeling very well. Scott Manners coming down here.
Easy, Kalen.
Makes that peel look pretty easy. They were only going for 1, and we're looking for the double. Brent Geddick now, I think we're on to skip stones. Looking at how to make a play on these stones in the rings. Could play the angle red onto the yellow, and he's opting for the freeze from the intern side first.
Yeah, you got it, Brent. Maybe a little max, a little less. Okay. Dead freeze if you tap it 6 inches would be nice.
This is almost dictated by the score here. There you go, our scoreboard was just out. It is the 8th end, but down 4. At some point in time, you're going to need to steal a deuce.
Well, and this is also a C event game. This is an elimination game, so extra pressure there to try to get back into this.
Line's good.
Line's good. Well.
Line's really good.
Line's good.
Close.
Derek's down.
Really
Derek's
close.
down all day. Derek.
Close, yes!
Derek. Derek. Okay, go, Kurt.
Line's great.
All right.
So Derek Orlin and Kurt Horvath here, sweeping that one in.
Well, they were looking for the freeze. They got good line, but not able to get right onto the face of the yellow.
Or we go here. That's good. This is a good spot, guys.
All the time right now, right?
I don't know how you don't peel here. They're going to call a timeout. Ryan Dice looking at a freeze on that red that was just thrown, but if you leave a corner or the one in the that's corner frozen, he plays this jam on that, you're facing two behind everything.
Yeah.
That
wouldn't be good.
That's not a good call. Yeah, it's just not. Yeah. He's looking at it saying, this is pretty good, and I disagree. You've left, to be corner frozen on that red, you're leaving him a piece of the back red, he makes the slash, and it's a steal all day.
Yeah, and I think that's what.
So Kay Montgomery, their coach, is coming out for the consultation here.
I don't mind. I'm thinking of this.
Oh, no, go right here, Killen. Yeah.
Take everything away.
But you're right, you're up 4 with Hammer.
My initial reaction was rip the guard.
Yes.
The guard's not a bad play either.
That's the right call.
Because we're going to have a shot for 1.
Then we have a shot for 1.
He's got to roll away here. Like he's...
I mean,
Yeah, he's got to roll away. Like, this is not... It's pretty hard to stay loaded here. He's got to roll this over here. Yeah. Yeah.
Peel the guard.
Yeah. What's that? You like that?
Sure, in there, boss.
Okay.
You know that.
All right. There's no room for air on the run back either, so.
No, that's right. Just guard this side. Take some ice. Yeah. Looking good there.
Yeah, we threw a draw here earlier, so.
Yeah, I like that.
You know, and all that discussion.
Did I hear them say they're guarding this side, or they're playing the freeze? Playing the freeze.
Playing the freeze, but in all of that discussion, even when they talked about peeling the guard, that it was the first option, what they didn't discuss, and they did discuss it for every other option, is what does it leave him? Well, if you peel the guard, what does it leave him? Not much. Not much that you're not going to have a shot at anyway.
Yeah, this ran last time we were here. Okay. Yeah, top 8.
Line's good.
Keep it a little wide. A little wide.
Stay down, Kalen.
Line's good. It hasn't curled yet.
Stay down.
Hasn't curled.
Line's good.
Hasn't curled.
No, Kalen in. Line will be good.
Okay.
Okay, well, Jay, you got to finish a little. Jay. Whoa, Jay. Whoa. Sit.
Oh, that's really good.
Shot.
Well, he put it pretty much where he wanted to, so.
Time out.
Yeah, he'll force him to play it as the yellow-red, and the red won't be able to stay in behind cover as much when you do it that way. It's going to pop out into the open, but he still will be one buried.
Yeah, I was wondering how they're going to react as well coming off that top red one. You said the top red one, Sean, will still be buried, but I think that's going to pop out too.
I don't think he has to hit the top red when he can play this to come across the face of the yellow.
Can he see enough to do that?
Oh, sure. Ryan was by the guard by a foot. You don't need to blast this. Back line will move it far enough.
It'll grip it this way. I can't see it, although.
I can't see it all, guys. I can only see.
We're not. We're hitting it high side off this one. This yellow will be spinning this
I bet you I can get rid of all 4 of them plus my shooter.
It'll grab this off and shoot it this way.
I'm not sure that's what you really want.
Yeah, I don't think you need to be hitting it that hard.
All 4 of them plus my shooter, maybe.
Right. If it grips it enough and goes this way, because it'll be spinning.
Yeah, but where's
right?
it going to leave it? Right here, then.
Well, I wasn't thinking like overly hard, like normal. Right. Like normal 7/8 or maybe 3/4.
What about this? What about that one straight back? With like back line onto here. You just miss that one. You can maybe hit and sit 2 here.
Yeah. This yellow's in the way here.
No, it's not. No. I could hit it.
This one is touching.
Feel one here.
Maybe, yeah.
You know, it sounded like the first shot that what they were looking at was playing it with some weight and hit that yellow
really
a bit on the outside, the left side as we look at it here, off the red, and then hoping it would come back to the left side of the red at the top 4 foot and angle it back into that one on the button, leave it buried that way.
I see, because it's a circle, right? So I see it.
But that's only to sit 1, and I think,
I don't know.
You know, the scoreboard dictates you got to try to maybe score your 2 here. What I was looking at is you come
Close,
at it with
I think it does.
back line, weight, try to get to the inside of that yellow stone.
That's what I keep seeing.
Yeah.
I think he doesn't have enough of the corner freeze. If you can come across at 7/8,
You
3/4.
tap yellow onto red onto that back red, and you don't have to kill it, but you do have to get out of the 4 foot, so that's why I think you need back line.
Okay.
And you could sit 2 buried that way.
I think what.
And they haven't seen that yet at all.
Well, I think they did. They just said they can't see enough of the yellow
How
to
hard
make
do I
that
throw it?
play.
This isn't
Looking
gonna
at how much they got by the guard by, I'm sure they could
normal.
get there.
That's what I was thinking. 7/8.
I don't think it goes then. Well, yeah, if I hit
7/8,
if I hit
yeah.
7/8 it does.
Yeah.
The more I hit on the outside, the better.
Because we've got edge to edge plus.
Yeah, there's
to come across
no
it.
way you can't get to the inside of that with board weight or backline weight.
What kind of weight
on this ice?
Normal up? Okay.
But the first thing they saw was this
8.5, eh?
Yep.
Playing it with some weight, try to bring that yellow back to the outside of the red in the top of the 4 foot and angle it in that way.
Yeah, if I stick my shooter, I like this.
Yep. Yes!
Called the sweep on right out of his hand. Has to hit this a little on the outside.
Whoa!
Well, he made the yellow go, but none of the reds staying behind the guard. Does look like Ryan Dice will have to try to take his single.
Well, and with the draw, because it doesn't look like you can nose hit anything and get shot rock with it.
And you can't quite see enough of the inside of that stone at the top 8 foot to try the double. It's close. If you needed it, you might give it a run. You know, the problem with that shot is I just don't see how you're ever going to leave a rock in behind cover. And I'm not sure force is good enough at this point in the game.
Well, first we have to make it.
What'd you get?
Yeah, you do have them shooting against 2.
Line's good.
Curl first.
Looking good.
Okay, line's good. Line's good. It's curling.
Just curling now. You look good.
Curling
guys.
now.
Keep it coming. Right to the fork.
You got her.
Hard. Hard. Yep.
Yeah,
Right
you got her. You got her. You got her.
You got her. Stay with it.
Good brush,
Shot.
guys.
Nice
Ryan
shots.
Dice with his final stone will come down, grab the corner of the button, and pick up the single point. He'll now take an 8-3 lead. Brent Geddick will have last rock in the 9th.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
Asham Curling Supplies.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
3 games yet to be decided here on Friday morning from the 2019 SaskTel Tankard, and we'll quickly update the scores for you.
Well, it's 5-3 for Brady Kendall. He was forced in the end but made a shot here. Brock Virtue holding the broom for third man Drew Height. This is Drew's last rock coming down. Virtue trying to carve out 2 points here, at least to go to the last end tied. So Jesse St. John and Mitch Height giving us a good sweep, trying to split this across, but just a little bit light. Starting to see remnants of Tony Neufeld and Brady Kendall's game that they played last year at the Tankard, where they had a great run and making a lot of big shots. They've had some huge shots here today, and it looked like they're starting to catch their stride and pick up from where they did last year.
So Skip Brock's left to go there. Brady Kendall making his way down to the hacks for his first stone.
This has been a very entertaining game. I've looked over there a few times. I've seen lots of rocks in play.
So Matt Ring on the left, Brandon Lipey on the right, getting ready to sweep.
Looking for the double. Over curls just a little bit, makes the nose hit, and rolls across, perhaps protecting that other yellow.
Doesn't look like Brock has a clear shot at the double. Is going to.
Well, he's got a double. The problem is it would leave another double back. I think it goes under. The problem would be that he leaves a double.
Trying to see through scoreboards and clocks and coaches to see what that angle looks like.
Got to make some kind of a play on these reds now, because he'd like to get at least 2 here. I think what he's looking at is there any shot to get 3? Stone that Brady Kendall just delivered actually covered the yellow stone at the edge of the 8-foot. Just don't see how you protect this one without leaving some kind of a short run double. I think he's playing the double on the reds now and hoping that Brady Kendall not able to make the double back.
So as our scoreboard indicates, this is a B game on the Kendall Virtue. Both teams still alive after this game, but we've talked frequently staying this B event is crucial to have a shot to get to that 1-2 playoff game.
John. Go board. Take it over.
Oh, it did go just under. Nice weight by Brock. Great control weight. Actually provides a little protection if...
a little bit, just by leaving it in play there.
Can't get shot rock on hitting second shot.
Well, he's going to play the double.
Oh, for sure.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
That looks like he's not playing the double.
Looks like he says, I'll give you 2 and take hammer play in 10.
That's a hard one to call.
Yeah.
Might be able to roll over for... shot.
I don't know what he's... I don't understand this call at all. You can't hurt yourself playing the double as long as you hit the first one. You're not giving up any more than 2 anyway.
Yeah.
The only thing I can think of is he must be thinking if we hit this right on the nose.
Oh, he's throwing big weight here.
Oh, he's playing it as a slash double.
Yes.
Boy, that's awfully thin, and if you just miss the yellow one, you could put it into the red and stick it. That was the riskiest way you could play that shot. He comes out of it very fortunate that still just a shot for 2.
Yeah, they're smiling back there, but they wouldn't have been if it had jammed like that. They kind of realized they got a little bit fortunate.
Hard, Kurt! Hard, a little more!
So Brock drawing for his second point here.
Still a long road to go in this B. I mean, it's 4 wins to win this qualifier, but take it one step at a time here. The winner of this game will go on to play Matt Dunstone this afternoon at 4 o'clock.
Just find the tee. Oh, tee line's good even.
So Brock Virtue, pardon me, with the draw for 2, he's tied that game up after 9. Brady Kendall will have last rock coming home.
Close.
Well, same thing too. It's taken a little bit of time to chisel away with that 3-point and that Kendall scored in the second end, but staying patient and getting they've already stolen once in this game. Just need one more for the win.
Yep, make room. Yep, yep, yep.
Feel the red.
There is a corner guard up here, so that's what they're talking about. Let's just peel the red.
Well, there.
Yeah, I think so.
Ryan Dice team is 5 up.
Normal up. Yep.
Yep.
Yep, gotta go, gotta go.
So Callan Dice, Jason Barnhart giving us a sweep.
And I think that's what they were talking about. Just peel the red one out of the corner of the rings. Leave the 2 stones on this side. Now you've got a way to clear out the rest of the end. You can roll out that side. I don't think they'd be terribly upset if they gave up even 2 here.
No, for sure.
Or 3.
A little tight.
Yeah.
Give up 3. You're still 2 up with coming home.
Yeah.
Let's just not give them 4.
Yeah.
Where's the weight? Yep. Getting tight. Hard. 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 Whoa. Clean it in. Great shot.
And as Susan previously said, this is a C game here, so dare I say out loud, the loser's done.
Jason Ackerman with his final stone here. Final of the 3rd stones for the Gettick team, looking to replace the corner guard.
Line's good. A little tighter then, yep. Nope, you're good, you're good. No, line's over curling. Yep, go early. Hard early. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, over and off. Whoa, clean. Just clean over and off. Off. That's good. Shot.
You got a lot of space in here.
Probably come down and punch one up. Can we try any of it?
See any here?
No, no, no.
Oh,
That's not an option.
What can you see? How much? How much?
What did he say?
Yeah.
He said he thinks he knows ya.
Guard, right? Just throw just nice, like 12.
High guard and maybe over curl just a little bit. So
Pull the shooter in the middle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the fact that the guard is so long makes this an option.
Good hack. Good hack. Roll the shooter in the middle.
could just peel the guard here, but if you do that, what I would expect is Ryan peels the guard. Brent Geddick will come around the two yellows. Ryan will have to make a play on the two reds, and it's really tough with the way they're sitting to make a double.
Yeah, it is.
Green. Yep. 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 Hard. Yep. Hard, guys. Hard line. Keep going. Right to it.
Gets it by.
Roll it.
Roll the shooter.
Roll it. Right between them. Right between them.
It was a very nice shot.
Rush.
That's likely the best he could do.
Get it out.
And it is the only way he was going to be able to get the two reds out, is to do it with two shots.
Well, speaking of two shots, it's what's going to take to get some of these yellow ones out of play.
Well, and I was just counting down too. Geddick only has 2 rocks left to come, and that one in there makes 3.
What about like a nose?
That's like a half rock double natural, isn't it? Or 2/3?
No, I'm just saying if I just put it here and just kill one and leave the double for next time.
Yeah, but then Ryan Dice is playing the double.
Yeah, except he's thrown one in between.
Yeah.
So what's the call?
Peel, roll over and top.
You stick to the initial call, which is
yeah.
You make the hit on the yellow, roll your shooter over behind the corner guard. You're going to kill at least 2 of the yellows.
7/8.
Make it perfect. 3's not out of the question. And really, that's what you're looking at this point in the game. There's not going to be a lot of room for error when you're trying to score big ends.
Yep. 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 Yes. Roll it. Roll it.
Makes the hit. Does get 2 of the yellows out, but I don't think the shooter got over behind the guard.
Yeah, I think it is.
I guess a little less roll would be better.
Have to watch a little bit on the jam at the back. Oh, unless you play that one.
Well, you want to just actually let's do this.
Yeah, hit it. Late two. What are you throwing?
Throw 10.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering what Ryan was looking at when he went over to go hit that one.
One more look at this from the other end. You can see just a little solid on that first yellow. They were talking about hitting 3/4 to 7/8. Hit it pretty close. We needed maybe a ½ inch less of that stone with that weight. Might have got the roll that he was looking for.
Maybe a touch less. That looks like a lot.
That looks good. Whoa. Clean.
Oh.
Off. Kalen. Hard, Kalen. Watch this.
Hey.
No.
Ryan Dice with the hit. Shooter rolls across, but does stay for second shot. So Brent Geddick now, to get a deuce, is going to need the long cross the house double. The angles are pretty good for it.
Just a soft peel, guys.
The other nice thing for Brent Geddick, if you can say there's a nice thing about across the house double, is that he doesn't have to move the second one very far.
That is a positive. I was waiting to hear what the positive was, considering the score is 8-3.
Well,
he's got to make a cross-house double, and he's in the sea.
I can't do much about that part. He actually ends up hitting it a little too thick.
Oh, and there are the handshakes.
It'll be just the single point, and that's not enough to carry on. Ryan Dice picks up the win here in this morning's action. He'll move on in the C event. Brent Geddick has been eliminated.
We're now going to turn our attention back over to sheet number 1. Kendall and Virtue game.
Well, some great peeling by the Kendall team. Matt Ring with the double peel on 2 centerline guards has really opened up, kept this this end open for Brady, and they've made all their subsequent peels since. But that big one by Matt really turned the tide there.
On to Skip Stones here. Brock Virtue with his first, throwing the long guard. Brady Kendall. Looks like they're going to call the timeout now. I don't know if that's because they really want to discuss it or because they're tight on time. We haven't seen their clocks.
There you go.
There you go. You do know for sure that if you just peel the high guard, Brock Virtue's going to use that stone at the top of the 12-foot as a guard. And I think what they're talking about is, do we draw first? It's a tie game. You do want to score here. It's not that you can just blank this and win.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm
6 of one, half dozen of another. I don't
Brock
mind
Virtue
getting in here
deliberately
first.
guarded that stone than 12-foot, expecting him to peel the guard in, and
Yep.
rightfully so. If you don't protect the red one, Brady Kendall could just decide to peel the red one out, even though I know it's your own stone, but
Yeah, but
that
that's
yellow
one-
guard is so high.
Right.
Anything you could bury around that, you'd have a fairly routine shot. The one thing, and I haven't seen them gesture it with the draw, they're looking at playing the draw first. If you ever split that stone out of the 12-foot, you
not
wouldn't be
terrible.
bad either,
Yeah.
because then you'd have shots from both sides.
I just remember Dave Nedowan back in his heyday. He'd be in a situation like this, and he would look at it as go, I'm going in first. It's 2 against 1. And that was his plan, and he was successful most of the time.
Pretty much.
He had phenomenal draw weight and great sweep. Whereas a lot of people would just automatically go up, play the peel, and be done with it. But that was Nedowan, and Furby's plan was 2 versus 1, and I'm getting there first.
I think they're looking at the split now. And that might be the call all the way. And this, I like this call. It's actually that stone in the 12-foot is the only one that's really hurting you.
Well, he's not going to be splitting it very far.
Yeah, he's got
'cause
room by the
just
guard,
got-
but I don't know if he's got enough weight for the split.
He's playing coming around top 4.
So maybe he was just going for the...
I think they were saying
they
that
might
that
have
was
discussed
perhaps
that
an
split as
option.
plan B.
Yeah.
Puts that stone in a really good spot.
Very nice.
Drew Height was looking at the come around from the out turn, but I'm not sure you can get shot from the out turn side now. They did call their timeout, I believe. I'm not sure if they've called timeout. Jesse St. John has made his way down, but
Brad might have sent the message with Drew. But somebody was out of timeouts when we took a look at the score clocks. I just didn't catch who had the 0 already, but must have been the Kendall team.
Yeah, there you
Kendall has got 0, and there you go.
Both of them have
Both of them
0.
out of timeouts. Well, the yellow timeout is counting down, though.
Yeah, so they obviously did call their timeout. I think
And
Brad's saying
down,
you don't have much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see anything. I'm not walking all the way down there just to tell you that.
I think Mitch was the messenger there.
I don't know if you can get shot rock from the outturn side. And the question then would be, is there room with that same in turn to follow Brady Kendall down and move it just far enough to be shot rock? And I don't know if there is. We haven't seen a lot of the play on sheet 1. We don't know what the finish is like over there.
Looks like that's what they're
it might be all you've got.
Mm-hmm.
Again, our camera is on the sheet 2 side of it. Without getting a direct look, I don't know if you could get around that from the outturn side and still see enough of the button to even get shot rock.
Right. Yeah.
Well, got quite a bit of finish in the last 6 feet there, because I mean Brady went by, what, 2 or 3 inches?
Yeah, he had a lot of room coming by. But you've got to have enough weight to move that stone, and you still don't want to roll very far. That's the problem. You flop open, and it's just a nose hit.
Yeah.
His shooter will be just full 4 foot if he taps this back, so you need enough weight to move this at least a piece out of the 4 foot, so probably back 8 to back 12 weight you need.
Yeah.
Brock Virtue in no hurry in the hacks. He does have time, but you know, we've all been in this situation. It's a bit of a helpless feeling. It's all you got, and the shot you're looking at is really tough just to make your opponent throw what you expect is going to be a pretty easy shot. Yeah.
And that's if you make it great.
Waiting for this to curl now. It's starting to come. He's going to have to play really tight by the stone in the rings.
Has he got enough weight?
Has he got enough weight?
Yes, he does.
Just enough weight.
Looks like it from this angle.
I think to make Brady Kendall throw, but as we said, it's going to be an open hit.
Yeah, nice shot, but
with daylight on the inside of that rock.
Yeah.
If he even has to throw. If it's that close, you got to look at it twice. He's probably going to have to throw it. And as we said, you got to throw a shot that good and made it as well as he probably could.
Yeah.
And it's still just going to be a fairly routine shot. Brady Kendall, even if he's a little on the outside, can take it off that stone, roll out, and that stone at the top 12 foot could count him the single to win. So the only way really he misses this is if he's really, really wide and jams it dead. They're cleaning, so that's a pretty good sign. Makes the hit, does get it by, even hangs the shooter on for 3 points. Brady Kendall will pick up the win there and move on in the B event. That drops Brock Virtue to the C and leaves just one game to be decided. And that one all the way across the arena on sheet 4, right directly in front of us.
Yeah, and I think we're down to the finals.
We're
Yes,
down to
last two
skips.
stones
Yeah.
here. That was
There you go.
Mike Armstrong needing 2 for the win, and just made a really nice draw there to.
It's been a
put his
game of
rock-
steals
shot
here.
rock.
You can see the steals of 2 in the 3rd, the 5th, and I think there was a steal of 2 again in the 8th end. So we've seen the lead switch back and forth a couple of times here in this game.
Now another timeout called, I think, by the Howard foursome, and we see Russ walking down.
Russ has been right in front of us, and I don't know if this is a timeout that they called strictly because they needed it or because Russ needs to make that walk to stay warm. He has been doing jumping
around.
It's cold sitting back here for a whole game.
So as a reminder, this is a C event game. This is win or go home.
So looking like he would like to come around with a in-turn around that center.
If they're looking at, it's Mike Armstrong with last rock and trailing by 1, but he's throwing the Yellowstones, so he's got shot rock at the top of the forefoot. Don't know that you can get to it. There's a better look at the long guard. I don't think you can get to the yellow one at all.
No, to me it looks like he's gonna
try to come in there to the top of the forefoot and just hold him to the single.
Yeah. It's not a huge hole to come through, but it's
they
a
just
long
saw Mike
guard.
do it. That's all they know how to do it.
And if they can make that shot, Mike's only shot might be that redstone you can see in the 8-foot is maybe about half exposed from the hacks. You might be able to play a little hack wader and come in off that to the back half of the forefoot.
So that was Ben Gamble holding the broom here for Steve Howard, turning around, acknowledging to Mike that that was a nice shot. Smile, Kim.
You're on candid camera.
I'm concentrating.
We're actually right in behind sheet 4, so for us, this is our best angle to see what's going on.
Yeah, that's right.
Nice line for the port. Comes in and sits right on the corner of that Yellowstone, so he is second shot. Mike Armstrong now looking at what he might have for 2.
Just like you predicted there, Sean. I think you can see less of what you said, though. We're kind of right behind here.
Well, he can see what he needs, or even more, because he's got to roll to the back half of the forefoot. Well, he doesn't have to throw with a hit. He can throw with like a hack wader.
I think you can only see a quarter of that rock.
I'd still call it a thick quarter, but a quarter's probably enough. You can't roll into your yellow. If you roll into your yellow, you won't be second shot. You actually have to roll behind it. Even then, it's nip and tuck whether you can get second. I don't see anything else. I think they might be looking at the yellow tap, but that's really dangerous. Are they thinking maybe you can come between the red and the yellow? Come tight by that high red guard, get by the yellow guard with the out turn.
And do what?
Draw to the corner of the button across the face. Or is he playing the straight draw? Hard to know with that broom what he's playing.
Hard to know with that broom, and hard to know we don't have mics, so we can't hear what they're saying either.
I have to think he's trying to come tight by the long red guard and then curl past the tight yellow guard and get into the corner of the button.
Yeah.
Because boy, if he's playing the tap, that is a dangerous call.
Just looks like draw weight here.
I think that's it. Coming across.
By the long one.
Past the center guard.
Did get by the tight one and didn't have the weight to make it to the corner of the button, so it'll be just a single point for Mike Armstrong. That ties this game up, and we're headed to an extra end.
Dream big in full color with Apple and SaskTel on Saskatchewan's favorite networks.
White Ice, the ice paint people, set out to develop a very specific ice paint product that would satisfy the needs of the professional ice maker in both hockey and curling. White Ice was successfully formulated and tested, and distribution began in 1988 and has since expanded their line of products and services to meet the needs of today's professional ice makers. White Ice is distributed by Eastside Paint and Wallpaper in Saskatoon, who is also a signature Benjamin Moore paint dealer. White Ice and Eastside Paint and Wallpaper, defining the game.
Asham Curling Supplies.
Superior fit, comfort, and performance. Asham curling shoes are the best we've ever used.
Hi folks, I'm Arnold Asham, and our product is always satisfaction guaranteed or your money back.
Asham Curling Supplies.
That's your best delivery of the day.
Awesome.
Not better. Yeah. Could be better.
Want to try it and have some fun? Hurry hard to your local curling center or visit CurlSask.ca to find a curling center near you.
'Cause you're here in my house. You're here in my house. Come on in. Bring your friend. Yeah, make yourself at home. Here in my house.
Well, just one game left to be decided here in Friday morning action from the 2019 SaskTel Tankard. We'll quickly recap all of the scores before the extra end.
Moving through the B event, here we have Brady Kendall with a decisive victory over Brock Virtue, 8-5, and that drops Virtue down to a C event.
On sheet 2, which was our feature game to start with, this was the B game. We have Matt Dunstone, 10-4 over Ryland Kleiter.
And we saw Ryan Dice here, again another decisive game. It was mostly controlled by the Dice team over Brent Geddick and sending the Brent Geddick team home. Ryan Dice with an 8-4 win to stay alive in the C event.
And the extra end just underway here on sheet 4, and the initial guard thrown as a high guard, and
it was high.
It's high, all right, because they had to bring the official out to determine for sure if it was over the hog line.
Yeah. Well, you want to throw that first one long.
Yeah, they looked for one, and I guess what do you call that? Is it like a point?
It's a point
0.9?
Well, then what gets really interesting, if we ever do get a nose of some sort on that guard, it'll be on the other side of the hog line, but it still stays in play. Does that make it a -5?
Yeah.
Steve Howard looking for the come around here.
So
lead Scott Deck.
Scott soon to be Steve's brother-in-law, as he's engaged to Ashley Howard.
Didn't want to leave that just behind the tee line, so decided to take it back.
Jake Ripplinger now looking to put a second run on the center line here.
After that precision one guard on his first stone.
Nicely done.
Would have liked that perhaps a little tighter to the rings, but they are pretty well lined up. Just not as much space between the two of them as they might have liked.
Oh, there's still room for a third one practically.
Just about, yeah. Scott Deck will play the come around one more time. A little deep on his first attempt. They're really going on the sweep on this one. Would love to get top 4 foot out of this. And would hate to leave a guard. And
yikes.
Boy. Yeah, not the end you want from your lead in the extra end. It's
back 8 and a guard.
Gonna get messy now.
Yeah.
I was just thinking, you almost can't say, Steve Howard has last rock, and a lot of times you'd say last rock advantage, but in a 6-all game in the extra end, when 7 of the points on the board have come off steals, I don't know if last rock's an advantage. And it certainly doesn't look like it's going to be an advantage right now. If Grady Lamontagne can bury this one at the top button, but it's a long ways out there yet, and the sweepers have backed right off.
So everybody trading favors here. Still get some action going at the back.
Yeah, and there's 3 center guards. Steve Howard's got some work to do to clean that middle up, so just having one come a little deep isn't going to be enough to help him out. These rocks are pretty well lined up. The double peel's not going to be easy. While they line that up, we will remind everyone we'll be back on the air at 12 noon for the A final. It'll be Josh Heights, Robert Forsum up against Kirk Myers, playing out of the Saskatoon-Nutana. The winner of that game moves directly into the Page playoffs. The loser will drop down and continue playing the B event. It's one of the quietest thrown double peels I've ever seen.
I was going to say, that's my speed.
Moved a lot of rocks, but really still leaves 2 guards on the center line.
Yeah, leaves 2 guards on the center line and lined up too.
Looking for the come around again to the top of the 4 foot, and again, this has got a lot of room by the guards so far. Better weight on this one, but they're brushing to get the extra curl. Comes to rest for second shot at the top 8 foot. Two guards that are left are fairly high, and you watched how far that last one came by. They may be thinking this stone at the top of the 8 foot is the most dangerous stone, and they can see it, so they're going to make a play on it. I tend to agree. I mean, if you peel the guard, they come around from the out-turn side, just come around everything better. And use that rocket from the 8 foot in the 8 foot as a guard.
So he's called for board weight, but it's curling early here. He's going to be clipping our 0.5 guard.
We have, as mentioned, the sheet 4 directly in front of us, but we haven't had a lot of chance to look at it watching some of the other games. And it is the one directly in front of the crowd, so we have a couple of the times when we have looked over, I've noticed that the teams don't seem to want to play the side of the sheet that's closest to the crowd. We haven't heard much to know whether that side runs a little differently or not, but did notice that last end a lot of the play was away from the crowd, and it's not uncommon to see that side. You get some airflow changes, and it could be a little unpredictable.
Well, last night's game, both teams had coaches, and when the coaches sit down right in front of us, it blocks the view completely also, so you really can't see the line. So it's kind of nice, Russ standing off to the side, and Mike Armstrong not having a coach.
I don't know that Russ has stood still since about the 5th end. He's been jumping jacks, he's had the coat on, he's been blowing on that. It's cold when you're sitting at ice level.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure, and your feet are basically on the ice the entire time. Well, that's not true. They have a bit of a raised platform, but...
So Ben Gamble trying to get a couple rocks moving here.
Bigger weight on this peel attempt, looking to get 2 guards moving, but just takes the higher one. Both teams get a timeout in the extra end, and I saw Mike just wondering if they might want to take theirs now and decide how they want to play the rest of this.
I think they are.
And they are going to do it.
Right, because it's tempting to throw up another guard, but Steve might just say, maybe I just better get in there right now. The options of not peeling them all off.
Well, visually, if you don't know anything about the sheet, it looks better from the outturn side to come around. Not that you need to do it right now, but if there's anything in your thought process that says that shot doesn't work on this sheet,
yeah, that would change things.
Then it probably plays into what they're discussing right now. Otherwise, I think you play the guard, you expect them to peel it one more time at least, and then you can come around from the outturn side. But if that outturn draw's not there, or it's very difficult on this sheet.
Well, we're just speculating.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah.
Yeah, just strictly guessing, because otherwise I think on third stones you definitely would want to throw one more guard anyway. You come in too early, it gives Steve Howard too many chances to run that guard. Right now, if you don't throw another guard, he runs the one in front of the rings onto the one at the top of the 8-foot and sees to see if he can't get everything moving from in front of the tee line. So Garrett Springer with the guard.
Gives you a bit of an angle.
Ben Gamble in the hack. Steve Howard looking to come over the top with this peel attempt, and if he could catch that stone on the top of the 8-foot, he'd love to move all 3 of the rocks out from in front of the tee line. He doesn't really mind that one at the back 8-foot. That one wouldn't be hurting him if he could get everything out from the center line in front of the tee. Looking to go over the top, but did still want to get a piece of that stone. They catch it a little thin, just drive it by.
Yeah, they gave that a pretty hard sweep for most of the way down, so just a bit of a missed call on the line call there.
And this must have been what Mike Armstrong was talking about during the timeout. They just wanted to confirm with the 4 of them the timing. And looking at that ice, it doesn't look like they've got any worries about being able to come around. He's got 5 feet of ice to get to the to get to the center line. So I think that was all the discussion was about, was just to make sure everybody's on the same page. We throw one more guard, then we're going to come around.
Well, going home on that side of the sheet for that intern, that Mike's in-turn draw curled a long way, the one that he did put in for the eventual shot rock. Garrett Springer saying that the line's good. Now he's saying hard line.
Yeah, he's going to have room by the guard. It's the stone at the top of the 8-foot they've got to get by.
Which I don't think they are.
Nope, he's just going to rub off that. Now it's still not terrible because shot rock is the one at the back of the 8-foot. Steve Howard doesn't have a way to get at it, and I don't know if you can clear all three of the stones out of the middle.
No.
Half expect actually the Howard team to use their timeout now, but they haven't called it yet.
Oh,
Russ would like to call it.
Yeah.
And they are going to. Regardless of what you settle on here, I think you got to talk about both shots. Really, if you're going to use it, this is the time to use it. Decide how you want to play this end, and part of the discussion here has to be is if this shot doesn't go the way you want, what are you going to have left?
What are you leaving yourself? Yeah.
All these hand signals that they give from the back bumper don't help us to know what they're discussing, but Steve's first thought was try to smash this in and move the two stones at the 8-foot, and I think he was hoping that he could spin the guard up a little bit as well. The problem is your shooter's going to stay out there somewhere.
Yeah, and then they can make it really good. But I agree with you.
And I'm not saying that's a bad call. You could still play that, but you've got to be aware of what are you going to have left.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what Russ was indicating as well.
You do have right now, if you had to throw it, if this was your last rock, you'd play probably the wide in-turn draw to the edge of the 4-foot. You'd like to make sure you got two shots after you're done here so that there's no chance Mike Armstrong can take away both of them.
So the play is what? Just to
looks
nose
like
that
a quiet weight hit. Try to nose hit the yellow that Mike just threw, and then your shooter will be in a position that you can use it on the out-turn side. You've got the draw from the in-turn,
and you can use this
and
one.
then you just turn around and say, "Okay, Mike, make it as hard for me as you can, and then I'm going to try to make something."
Right.
So Braden Mounds, Scott Deck trying to hold it here on the tap up.
Won't really bother him that he hit that. It actually doesn't change things a whole lot. More important thing is that he left his shooter in a position where he's going to have something with his final stone. Mike Armstrong looking at the wide in-turn draw. You could play the tap on your own as well, but then Steve Howard would have the short little run on the one he just threw. That's why he put it there.
That's right. He will have to, stick it though as well.
Yeah.
Because he won't be.
I think Mike Armstrong thinking if he could draw to the corner of the 4-foot, maybe even nibble the button, Steve Howard might have to play that red stone as a little tap draw to the side of the button.
Right. He won't even be so worried here. Edge to edge, even just a little bit under will be fine because Howard will have no room to go anywhere or roll. What he doesn't want to do is slip behind the tee line and show Stephen the way down here.
Brushers were cleaning, but then they've called heavy. He does have to get by his own stone at the top of the 8-foot. Oh, great job on the brush. He brings that down to the corner of the button. Actually buries around that stone at the top of the 8-foot. Steve Howard probably has to play this tap to move that yellow now. It'd be really tough to just tap it to
yeah, no, I think he has
what's
to
left
come
of the
into
pin.
it. Great shot by Mike Armstrong, that's for sure.
The other saving grace here for Steve Howard is this is very similar to the shot you just threw.
Yeah.
Just looking for a little different line, but doesn't really have to throw it any harder than that. Final stone here at the extra end for Steve Howard. Needs to tap his own stone up to
so we've got somebody yelling yes, and somebody yelling whoa.
Usually means it's close.
They're looking for some curl now. He might be a little thin on the first one.
Oh, and
but it's enough to bump onto the shot stone and push it through the back of the 4-foot. Steve Howard will pick up the win. That moves him on in this C event, and Mike Armstrong has been eliminated. And thus concludes this morning's action. We want to thank you all for joining us, and please be back with us for the A final at 12 o'clock.